I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. You got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
All right. This is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena special edition show. We're going to be talking about the most controversial, endings to a boxing fight. So that includes, obviously, robberies and also weird events like, having Oliver McCall fucking cry in that Lennox Lewis rematch. So, guys, please call in and give us your most controversial boxing moment. The phone lines are open and the number is on your screen. Guys, also in the chat, you can tell us what you think is one of the most controversial moments in the sport of boxing. We already have Stu on the line and Gonzalo. Guys, welcome to the show.
Butcher, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I've been talking and no one's been fucking answering me. So.
What? No, man, I can hear you now. You were muted, probably. But anyways, yep, this is it. Friday show, anything goes. These are the best shows. But before we begin delving into these topics, I want to ask you, Stu, what did you think about Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder press conference?
Boring, really, weren't it?
Yeah. But
I mean, fucking with all barely fireworks. I mean, Wilder's got a different aura about him this time. I think he wasted a lot of energy in the last fight, getting angry and talking about till this day and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just wasting energy on bullshit. I think he realised that. I think it's time to get focused on the job. Talking's not going to win this fight. Punches are, and that's just it, really. I think Tyson Fury didn't have a lot to say himself. I think these guys actually get on. I don't think these are two guys that actually dislike each other. So, and I don't think this fight they don't really need to sell this fight. I think it's going to do okay, don't you?
yeah, I also think he's gonna do okay. I'm actually excited about this fight, and I wanted to ask you what you thought about Tyson Fury when he explained why he brought Sugar Hill as his new trainer, and he basically said that he's going for the knockout. And
Sit down on his punches and stuff.
Yeah, and Wilder was like,
"How long have I been saying that, Butcho? Fuck me! You didn't need Sugar Hill. Just get Stuart Little. He'll tell you how to do it. I've been saying it for fucking so long. Tyson Fury wasting energy. Big guy, man. Don't need to be on the back foot, on his toes, flicking out the jab, wasting energy. Sit on your punches and get these guys out of them. I know it's not the sweet science all you boxing snobs like to talk about, but I don't care for sweet science. I care for action. If I'm going to pay money for a fight, I want to see knockouts. I don't want to see silky jabs. You know what I mean? No, fuck that. So he needs to go in there. He needs to get Wilder out there. If he, like I said, Wilder's dangerous for 36 minutes. So he needs to get Wilder out there. The longer he's fucking prancing about like a fairy, flicking out the jab, the better chance he's got of getting knocked the fuck out. So for me, best tactics is to sit in the pocket where Wilder has no inside game at all. Take his stamina from him. Don't let Wilder fight at a pace that he fought against Ortiz, which was ridiculous. The old man came and just strolled around the ring with his fucking Zimmer frame, and it was a joke to watch. But Tyson Fury is going to have to be a lot busier than Ortiz was for a start, and I think he's a bit better at cutting off the angles as well. I think once he gets inside, he's going to have to work.
Yeah.
I think when you put it on Wilder falls apart when you put it on him. He loses his shape. He just falls apart. He goes to pieces. Doesn't like pressure. But when you look at all his 42 fights, how many ever he's had, how many of these guys have come to pressure him? Not one. That's how many. Not even Fury didn't. Fury just put it on him in patches. But how many did actually took the fight to Deontay Wilder? You won't find one of these.
Well, some people are saying that Tyson Fury should have stayed with Ben Davison because he provided the right blueprint, which is to outbox Wilder and to actually sit on your punches.
He nearly got fucking killed. This is what I mean about these boxing fans. The blueprint. Did you not see the fucking 12th round? The blueprint of getting killed. That's what it was. Ben Davison's a joke as a trainer. I'm telling you, he's a fucking joke. He's about the age of my daughter for a start. What does he know about boxing? Never been in a boxing ring in his life. He's a pad holder, spit bucket holder. I mean, him and fucking Jackson should get together, innit? Fucking Kovalev's ex-trainer. Both hold the spit bucket well and pretend trainers. Let's just say that. Look, Ben Davison came up with a terrible game plan. Like, what do you think John Fury was so angry with him? He nearly got his son killed that night. With his fucking... That was a game plan. Look at me with my superb game plans. That wasn't a game plan to make Tyson look good. That was a game plan to make him look good. Nah, man. I'm not having that. All you fucking snobs talking about the blueprint. Yeah, blueprint fucking getting up like the Undertaker. Yeah, that's the blueprint of that one. Get out of it. Lucky he's got a good chin, mate, because he'd still be asleep now.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. You know, and Ben Davison, I think he was there again just for psychological support, and he was a cheerleader over there. But now, I think Tyson Fury understands that he needs a real trainer. I mean, I think John Fury called. He said that he was disappointed with Tyson Fury's last camp because he was simply a weight loss camp, and it's true. There's really no technique that is provided, or skills or game plans provided by Davison, though.
What game plan? What game plan? Did Tyson Fury look any different in the fight against Deontay Wilder than he has all his career? Did he look any different? Did he come with a different game plan? Did he get Wilder out there for a start? Did he avoid shots all night? No, I don't remember him avoiding. He avoided a lot of them, but there was two of them that he didn't avoid. And look what happened there. So, no, like SB28 in the chat says, fucking guy fresh out of college. What can Ben Davison teach Tyson Fury about boxing? What can he teach him?
That's like having a football manager that's like 30 years old. Like, it's rare.
There's all these fucking casuals in the chat. Oh, Ben Davison was great for Tyson. Tyson made a mistake there. Real good trainer for the future. These guys, what do they know about boxing? All they know is what Adam Smith tells them on Sky. He's not a good trainer. And look, Ben Davison got so much credit for that Tyson Fury. For what? He came out with a terrible game. That's not a game plan that you go in there against Wilder with. It's a terrible game plan. Like I said, he got all the credit for getting Tyson Fury nearly killed on the night. Mm-hmm. But it don't take a lot to get a fucking medal these days, does it? Yeah.
Even if we go back to the fight where he brought in Freddie Roach, you could tell that he was not comfortable with just having Ben Davison around, because why would he bring Freddie Roach? And when he brought him in, there was a little bit of a rivalry there that Ben Davison felt intimidated. Well,
he wasn't up to it. I mean,
look, the thing is that fucking Sugar Hill, whatever his name is, he's got that old school American boxing background. You know, they're not going to take shit. They're not going to be pissing around, laughing around, pranking about, and they're not going to be yes boys either, like cheerleaders. That's when you look at Sugar Hill, you just know he's all about business, and that's what Tyson Fury needs. He don't need no friend holding his fucking hand, going to the bar and buying the pints. He needs someone that's going to teach him, like I said, to sit on his punches. This is a guy that's 6'9", fucking 270 pounds, and he can knock out a fucking masturbation with a porno mag in his hand.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous.
So, a nice way of
He's got to be
putting it.
sitting on this bench to get these guys out because he can hurt people. You only got to watch when he fought Chisora. I mean, he beat Chisora to a pulp. Chisora quit. And you know, Chisora's not a guy that quits. He gives it his all. But that night, he just quit. Got beat to a pulp. So Fury can hurt you. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
I gotta give Stu a compliment for the best fucking comment of the day on the show yesterday. He says, "Listen, son," to somebody in the chat. He goes, "Listen, son, if you fuck your woman properly, you don't need to jerk off." Or so it was something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, Johnny. Yeah, and it's true. Everyone's talking about jerking off. If you fucking give your missus a proper scene, you'll be too sore to jerk off for a week. Get out of here, you 5-second wonder boys, man.
Yeah, get a decent bang in there. You don't need to jerk
That's
off
right,
for 4 days.
That's it, man. And I'll tell you what, mate. It's like a 2-month camp if you do it properly, mate.
Testosterone.
Yeah. Once a week, if you do it right. Yeah. 2, 3. Yeah. Fuck.
Before we wrap up this Tyson Fury Wilder discussion, because we did have a show yesterday and we talked about that fight. Where is it here? Well, yeah, basically Wilder says that he will not accept the Ring Magazine title. All he needs is a WBC title. What does that tell you guys? What's going on here?
Well, that tells me that he wants the belt he should have already won in the first fight. That's what he means. He feels he's owed it, and I don't blame him. That's what I hear from that. You know.
Tyson Fury
I don't
don't
know.
care about that.
No.
Tyson Fury
Wilder wants to. He says he doesn't want the Ring Magazine belt, and he doesn't.
Fury, Bucho. My bad.
Yeah.
Is it the ring belt or is it the lineal belt?
Both. He doesn't give a shit about both. He only gives a shit about the WBC title.
He doesn't care about any belt. Let's be real. Tyson Fury's not one of these guys that cares too much about belts. I mean, he's been trying to flog us this lineal title for how long? It's Tyson Fury's about it's about legacy, I think, with Tyson, and about making money. I don't think it's about belts.
I don't know so much about legacy because he's taken up a few tune-ups himself.
Yeah, but to be fair to him, like I said, when you look at, he's fought Klitschko, he's fought Deontay Wilder, he signed up to fight David Haye twice when David Haye was a monster. Mm-hmm. This guy, he's fought Chisora. This guy's not ducking anyone. All right, he has fingers with him, and for every decent fight he has 4 warm-ups. That's the problem with him.
Yeah.
But I do think when you look at Tyson Fury, like I said, if he wins this next fight, then when you look at his resume, I mean, it's quite. And let's be real. I mean, any man that gets to the ring with Wilder twice, he's not really a ducker, especially when you get knocked down like that. I mean, what guy's going to want that again?
I think, and you got to get here. Let's put it to you this way. Let me put it to you this way, real quick, before Mark I know Mark just jumped in, but Fury when Fury switched networks signed the big deal for ESPN, right? Everybody was saying, was going on, but saying, oh, he doesn't want the Wilder rematch. He's ducking. And I kept telling everybody, no, it's a power move from Tyson Fury. So when they do fight again, Wilder doesn't have all the politics in his corner, and he's got some fucking, some backing. Not to mention it was a shit ton of money. And also, when these guys switch networks or promoters, at least as of recently, they have taken a tune-up fight. Look at Golovkin got rolls. Canelo got fielding. Fury got the German kid. Like that's I mean, self-explanatory.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I think that fight could have happened a bit sooner if Wilder had found his fucking balls and fought in the UK. Like, I'm sure I heard there was a deal, not a signed deal, but a shake and hand deal sort of thing, where Wilder said we'll have the first one in the US, the second one in the UK. But obviously Wilder was never going to come to
Blame
the UK.
Frank Warren. These guys, I mean, I don't know, man. You think Frank Warren can negotiate?
To Bob Frank, everything he touches is fucking a disaster, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Frank Warren's not going to be able to host a fight of that magnitude, mate. He can barely put on Martin Murray and Billy Joe Saunders without it going into.
Yeah, but he says Frank has to do it. Bob Arum will do it. Are you telling me Bob can't put a show on in the UK? Of course he can.
Yeah,
Well,
but that
I'll
was
ask you this. I'll ask you this. When has Bob ever put on a show in the
Well,
UK?
the
He
thing
never
is, though,
has.
like I said, when has any American promoter ever wanted to make? The UK's only been a market for the last couple of years, really, where the Americans have been interested in it. They've always looked their nose down on a sort of thing. But now British boxing is peaking, and there's more money to be made in the UK. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes there's more money to be made in the UK. So it's definitely a place to fight now. It's a place to be interested. I mean, if you look at a lot of these promoters, they're looking to get fighters in the UK. I mean, even Heyman's got his nose in the UK market, isn't he? So, it's a place to be now. And I think Aaron could quite. Let's be real. Say what you like about Fury and Wilder. You might not think they're big names, but that would fill a stadium. That could fill, say, a 50,000 stadium easy. It could.
I think that the way Fury's from Manchester, like not Old Trafford.
Man City
I think
Stadium, the City Stadium.
I think it'd do the Etihad easy money,
I do.
56,000.
It would do, mate. Let's be real, right? Say what you like about Wilder not being a big name. Wilder's a big enough name in the UK to get fucking people to go and watch him fight. I'm telling you now, if Wilder fights Fury, mate, there's a lot of people that knows Wilder. I was watching some fucking quiz earlier, some dumb quiz, and there's this little geek guy, man. You think he'd never watched boxing in his life? The question come up about who was the WBC champion from America, and this fucking guy just reeled it off straight away. Deontay the Bronze, blah, blah, blah. You never would have thought he knew that, but there's a lot of people in the UK who know this guy. They might not know him in his own fucking country, but in our country they do, and I think if you brought him over here, I think it'd be a big occasion. And like I said, 55, 60.
I was just gonna say that. In the UK, like I'll tell you this, I genuinely believe this myself. Wilder's a bigger name than he is in America. That hands down.
You only got just look at the reception you got in Northern Ireland. You don't get that you don't even get that in Alabama.
You guys are gonna piss a lot of people off, especially some Americans, with your comments. Just letting you know.
That's fine. I don't mind pissing off a few Americans. They piss each other off all the time.
Hey, I couldn't give a shit. I couldn't give a shit who I upset on it. I really don't.
So, yeah, I have to agree with you guys, but just letting you know. Tommy Temper in the chat says Don King made at least one fight in the UK. Okay, well that was back in the days.
He made more than that because I can remember Ben McClelland was a Don King promotion, I think.
I'm talking about completely just promoted by one person.
Oh right, yeah. Well, that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to do if you're not in that market. I mean,
the times have changed. Like Stu said, the chance.
Yeah, changed.
Of course, it's not back in the days when boxing was huge in America. Now it's going down a little bit, and other countries are picking up the slack.
Do you know what fight you should put on in the UK? Just being straight honest, because they don't want to do it in New York. Lomachenko versus Teofimo. They're going to sell out. I mean, they'll sell out the O2. They're not. Lomachenko and Teofimo ain't selling out in America. Put them on.
Well, the thing is, I think we'll start seeing Lomachenko over here a lot more. I really do. I don't think that's the last we've seen of Lomachenko. Listen, Lomachenko could make a lot more money and be a lot bigger star if he comes to the UK. He's a big fish in a big ocean in America, sort of thing, and he's getting lost amongst the fucking tadpoles and the goldfish, sort of thing. He needs to be in a place where he's going to be respected as a champion, as a pound for pound star.
Absolutely,
and I think the UK would be perfect market for him. Listen, why are these? Go ahead, Butch.
Just quickly, you make a great point. I want to see. I don't mind if fights are in the UK. It's better for me because they take place at 5-6 p.m. over here. On top of that, you have full arenas with real crowds who are passionate about the sport. I'd rather see that than see like a great boxer in the United States fighting in a half-empty arena. That's it's not good for the sports. It's not
Lomachenko got more at his fucking. It's training. What's that? When before the fight they get in the ring and throw. I can't remember what it's called. The pre-press workout or something like that. They call it. He had more people there than he does in his fights in America.
Yeah, I remember that.
The
open workout.
At the end of the day, like I said, the money's there. Lomachenko got good money to fight Luke Campbell. I think he's got one of his best paychecks. So yeah, I don't understand. Golovkin should have made the moves, but to be fair, Golovkin, he's quite a big star in America. Golovkin, he's actually broke the American market where he can make a good living over there. But it's a very hard market to break, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. It's not easy these days. Everything's hard, man. The economy is shit. So that goes the same for boxing. But all right, let's move on. Let's get to the topic at hand over here. Let's talk about well, in your opinion, which fights are the most controversial fights of all time in terms of decisions or things that happen in the fight, like that guy during that Holyfield Riddick Bowe fight, the guy with
fan man incident.
the fan man incident. That was weird. So that can go into this category that we're creating over here. Oh, somebody donated. Let's see. Lomachenko said he will fight in the UK again. The good thing about the UK is that Usyk and Lomachenko both build each other's profile over there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a comment in the chat, I can't remember now because I'm not on the screen, but he said about Eddie lost money on that fight. Yes, he did lose money on that fight because he had to pay a lot of money to get Lomachenko over. And let's be real, Luke Campbell is not a big star in the UK. He's not. He's not a big name at all. Fucking Josh Warrington's a much bigger name than Luke Campbell. Josh Warrington's a much bigger name. So that's where we are with Luke Campbell right now. I just don't think. I think if that was a Frampton, say if it was a Frampton or someone like that. I know Frampton's too small, but that sort of fighter, then you're talking a big crowd in the UK. You know.
Well, Frampton's fighting at super featherweight. Loma's fighting at lightweight. That's
it's only. I just think Frampton's too small for super feather. That's the problem. I mean,
I agree. I do agree. But like, even if Loma moved back down to featherweight, you're not too far from Yorkshire, are you? Like from Yorkshire, you might be. But
no, I'm near Cambridge in Cambridgeshire.
Right, yeah, you're a bit away. But like, he's massive in Leeds. He'd sell out. He'd do double like Leeds. What's the name of the Leeds stadium? Can't think of it now. Ellen Road. Ellen Road, is that it?
Yeah.
Ellen Road, yeah. It's Ellen Road.
You put him on in Ellen Road against Lomachenko. That shit's selling out.
What, Warrington?
Yeah, Warrington and Loma at Ellen Road.
Let me tell you, you could put Lomachenko's sister in there to sell out at Ellen Road. Warrington's a massive... Warrington gets big crowds. I mean, he gets 30,000 Warrington gets. And you put Lomachenko in the ring with him, let's be real, Warrington will get pieced up. But that's a 45,000 crowd that night. Telling that now it is.
I genuinely think that too.
That stadium holds 40,000. Then you can get probably 4,000 on the floor, on the grass sort of thing. So yeah, that's the sort of fight that would. Lomachenko needs them sort of names in the UK. He can't just come over and fight someone like fucking Kid Galahad or someone like that. You know, I mean, he has to fight someone with a profile. But yeah, he can make a good living now.
And then people are worried about.
I tell you what, Teofimo Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez would sell good over it. That would sell Ellen Road out. You might think, nah, fuck off. I'm telling you, it would. Sky would build that shit up, and all these casuals would jump. Trust me, them casuals will see Teofimo knocking people clean out. They'll see Loma's matrix skills, and they'll get a fucking twinge in their wiener, and they'll be fucking booking that fucking event in a heartbeat. Trust me, they'll sell.
Grievous is laughing at Loma at Leeds. Ha ha ha.
What's wrong with Leeds? This dude was in Chechnya and everything like that. This dude was getting blown up by Chernobyl fucking war. Leeds is like Ibiza in comparison to Ukraine where he grew up.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'd rather fight in Leeds than Detroit or somewhere like that. Do you know what
I mean? SSV28 says it would be a BT fight, not on Sky Sports. By the way, talking about that shit, for those of you in the UK...
he's right. He's right. Warrington would be on. I forgot Warrington is with Frank now, and he was with Eddie Hearn. He moved. I don't understand why Hearn got rid of Warrington. I think Warrington was one of his better earners. I don't understand that. He holds on to these chinny bums like fucking Dave Price, but lets people like Warrington go. I don't get that.
Well, all right. So should we stick with the topic at hand, or what the hell do we do? Because I chose this interesting topic, but I don't know, man. Should we change the topic, or what do you guys want to talk about? Listen, anything goes Friday.
Yeah, just fucking go with the flow, man. I don't like sticking to one topic.
Yeah, me neither, man.
Boring.
Let the market decide.
Yeah.
Definitely, it was the Librado Andrade versus Lucien Butte fight with what's this guy's name that was on the show?
Andrade.
Yeah, Librado. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
the
very
Andrade.
controversial. The referee was Marlon Wright. He passed away. He called it like an extended long count. That was really controversial.
It was like 20
Yeah, I
seconds.
think the Larry Holmes getting robbed against Spinks to basically take his record away. Was he gonna equalise
Marciano record?
Marciano's record, or was he gonna beat it?
Yeah.
Mark, you'll know that one.
Or tie it.
No, he was a couple off of Joe Lewis's consecutive defense record, wasn't
No, I'm on about the was he close to 49 and 0,
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
he?
I think he was 47 and 0 or 40.
Yes, that's right. And
No,
I
I think
believe
it was 46. I'm not sure. It's one of it's
but
somewhere.
at the time there was no one really around that looked like Troubling Holmes. I think he could have at least matched Marciano's record, but I think that night he got terribly robbed, and that's why I don't know about the Spinks. I've just never liked them two. I just never have. I know Michael Spinks was a good light heavyweight, but he was a terrible heavyweight. He went in the ring that night, and honestly,
against Mike.
Huh?
Which night are you talking about? When he fought Mike Tyson?
No, he went in with Tyson, man. He was like he was beat before he even fucking got in the arena. He fucking shit his pants, man. That was a man scared for his life.
Can you blame the
It was
guy?
embarrassing to watch, actually.
Can you blame the guys too? Come on, you would have shit your pants too.
No,
man.
listen, no, I don't. What do you mean don't? Anyone that wasn't scared of Mike Tyson beat him up, and that's facts. Anyone who wasn't, Evander Holyfield, not once was that guy scared of Tyson. He mauled him twice. Lennox Lewis, never scared of the guy, beat him to a pulp. Buster Douglas.
That was away. That was 9 years after. Like, I mean, even with Buster, it was a Tyson coming off of a long.
I'm not having excuses. I'm not having excuses for that. That's the thing with Tyson fans. All fighters have had bad nights at the office. You just got to take it on the chin. Let's be real. Tyson. He had a little period where he was explosive, but who was he really beating? I mean, he beat an old Larry Holmes. I mean, he beat a Spinks that had borrowed. Well, I think that. Well, did he even borrow a heart that night? Fucking, he didn't have one.
Stu, you're in the category of people who. So you're in the category of people who believe that Tyson was overrated.
Listen, Tyson's probably number 7 of my all-time great heavyweights because you've just got to appreciate how good Tyson was. But when you look at his resume, I mean, you break it down. This guy, I'm fucking. There's a lot of stinkers
number
there.
7 of all time.
Did you?
Sorry, but you're saying he's number 7 of all time in your list, right? Number 7.
Yeah.
You're saying that this heavyweight that's ranked number 7 can't beat Buster Douglas?
No, I'd say Tyson, like I said, that was focused and Augusta
so it's not an excuse.
Obviously, there was
an excuse, though.
There's reason he lost, but like I said, I can't really say I can't take away the win from Buster Douglas. That's not Buster Douglas's fault that Tyson's out, fucking clubbing and acting a fucking idiot. I mean, not training properly.
That was a good version of Buster Douglas too, though.
It was a very good. Let me tell you something. That proved anyone that had a bit of boxing now, was a big guy that could use the jab and was strong in the hold, could cope with Tyson. I mean, fucking Bone Crusher Smith. Did he land a punch on Bone Crusher Smith or not? Oh, it was a horrible fight. Bone Crusher Smith held all night. It was terrible to watch. But Tyson didn't land a shot on him all night. It was he looked terrible. So Tyson was good, but let's just calm down a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that's why he's number 7. If he might even be number 8. I can't remember. It's been a while since I did it, but he's around that. But I can't have him in the top 3 and play like some people have.
All right, Oliver McCall crying. Now, what was that all about? Did he threaten his life?
A mental breakdown after getting the shit beaten out of him, pretty much. Like, I don't know what was going on outside the ring, to be honest, but dude was done. He didn't want to be there, and he was getting jabbed to oblivion. I don't even know if he landed more than one punch on Lennox that night.
You got about Tyson?
No, Oliver McCall crying.
It was an embarrassment. I couldn't listen. Let's be real. It's probably Lennox Lewis. Although I've got him as, I mean, a lot of people disagree with me, but I've got him as the greatest heavyweight of all time. I mean, one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life. That one, which weren't his fault, and the one I get with Henry Akinwande, where Akinwande got disqualified for holding it. It was dreadful. I mean, Lewis holds quite a lot himself. Akinwande was a hugging contest that night and got disqualified for holding. How often do you see that? So it shows you how bad that fight was. But I think with the McCall situation, like I said, the guy shouldn't have been in there. He just got out of the crack house a few weeks before.
Probably
So,
that's what somebody's saying in the chat, and but also all boxing talk and news is saying Oliver McCall could win the fight, but he had to throw it, in my opinion. So the conspiracies.
Yeah, I mean, it was just bizarre watching it. I mean, watching a grown man just crying in the ring is just bizarre. Especially a professional heavyweight champion at one time as well. That's dark.
L Dog says Lennox Lewis, the greatest heavyweight of all time, knows to. No. Okay.
Well, yeah, but I know because you're obviously going to take Bert Sugar's word for it and mention some fucking guy that you've never seen watch live, but you've heard he's got a good record. I mean, who's your favourite then? Name me a better resume than Lennox Lewis. I'm waiting. He hasn't got a better resume.
Cool.
He does have a better
No, he
resume.
doesn't. No, he fucking.
Do you want to argue?
Look, Mark, look. I know you're a historian, and I know you're always going to favour the older school fighters, right? But
this has nothing
let's
to
be
do
real.
with it.
Muhammad Ali couldn't beat fucking Ken Norton. You know, and Ken Norton was average. I don't care what anyone says.
Ken Norton was better than Hasim Rahman, who knocked out.
Yes,
Lennox
yes,
Lewis.
yeah,
And
I
Lennox
agree.
Lewis's two best wins were against two fighters completely past their primes. In Mike
That's not his
Tyson
fault.
and Evander
Well,
Holyfield.
so he shouldn't have
I
ducked him
mean,
then.
I know we're saying it's not his fault. I know we're saying it's not his fault. But if we're gonna say if we're gonna build up his resume,
Joe Frazier would get fucking pieced up in no time against Lennox Lewis. Ken Norton wouldn't last 4 rounds. Foreman would probably be the toughest fight for him. But then you go, what fucking who else is there really? I mean, Sonny Liston. I mean, I would have beat Sonny Liston that night because he fucking threw the fight. So who else is there?
Another weird moment.
Floyd Patterson?
Floyd Patterson was like a small heavyweight.
Liston fought Patterson. Sorry, I'm getting confused now. Who else was there? I mean, what? Who's the one? Bugner? Joe Bugner? We're going to mention Bugner?
Ali did beat Patterson though. He also beat Bob Foster.
Yeah, I thought Bob Foster was a decent fighter, but Bob Foster was a light heavyweight.
Butterbean?
He was also a solid heavyweight.
Yes, he was, but he was a light, very good. Bob Foster was a fucking big puncher, man, but he's just too small.
George Chavallo.
Yeah, a punching bag. I mean, let's be real.
Ron Lyle.
Yeah, Ron Lyle. Half decent name, but nothing. It doesn't.
Ernie Shavers.
Ernie Shavers is a good win. Ernie Shavers is a very good win, but was that Ernie Shavers at his best?
I mean, it wasn't Ernie Shavers at his worst.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, you want to say Tyson wasn't his best, but you want to say the Ernie Shavers win was a good win. I'd say they're about the same, ran the same in their careers at the time.
Well, I mean, when the Ernie Shavers who fought against Ali was coming off of wins over Roy Williams and Henry Clark.
But let's be real. I mean, we're going to get technical here. Muhammad Ali got knocked the fuck out by Henry Cooper. He had to cheat to win that fight.
Okay.
Simple. Would you agree with that or not?
Nah, not completely.
Come on, Mark.
I mean,
Mark,
I wouldn't agree with it completely.
It took about 18 minutes, I believe, to fucking go and get another glove. If you can't recover in 18 minutes, you've got no business in a boxing ring.
I mean, hey, that's down to the commission, not down to me.
No, it's not, but let's be real. It's still fact. The fact is, Henry Cooper had Ali all over the fucking place, and he should have lost that fight. Cheating got him the win. So that's a big.
We can come up with our opinions and stuff. Yeah, maybe he should have probably lost to Henry Cooper. We can go ahead and say that. But
let's be real. I mean,
and I haven't when it comes to, let's say, Ken Norton. You say, oh, he got beat by Ken Norton. He also beat Ken Norton twice, and you say Ken Norton's average. I think Ken Norton was a fantastic fighter.
Ken Norton was
perceptions on the fighters.
Yeah, Ken Norton was a good fight. I'm saying average is a bit harsh, but Ken Norton wasn't really. Who would I say Ken Norton's like? It's fucking hard, really, because like I said, Ken Norton was a good fighter, but he weren't great. Look what George Foreman did to Ken Norton.
Okay.
Look what George Foreman's
also arguably a better heavyweight than Lennox Lewis.
Nah, I don't.
George Foreman came back 20 years after being
and fought Michael Mora. I mean, like Michael Mora, please.
And he got robbed against Shannon Briggs.
Shannon Briggs. Shannon Briggs. There's another one. Fucking hell.
Shan-
Like a circus clowning all these clowns.
I ranked George over Lennox. It's close, but I ranked George over Lennox.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ah,
He had close fights against smaller guys. So I'm not sure if he runs
when
over.
Foreman got beat. Sorry, Gonzalo. Go ahead. There's a delay. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not sure he runs over Joe Frazier because he had that close fight with Evander Holyfield and Ray Mercer. Then he went to
listen,
with David
Evander
Tua.
Holyfield and Mercer would smoke Joe Frazier, man. They'd smoke Joe Frazier.
Think
Ray
so?
Mercer was as tough as nails. Evander Holyfield is an all-time great. And Lennox Lewis won that fight clearly. Go and watch it again. It was a robbery. Even the Americans were screaming robbery.
but that was a fucking heart problem shot Holyfield too. Still,
No, it wasn't. He just bashed up Mike Tyson.
Come on, bro.
Nah.
Come on, bro.
That was a prime Holyfield. Which
Bullshit.
Listen. What the one that fucking smoke? I suppose you think the prime Holyfield is the one that was all over the place against smoking Burt Cooper. That one. Get out of here. Or the one that was getting boxed all over the place by Riddick Bowe. No. That was a good. That was a roided up Evander Holyfield, roided up to the max. You look at the shape he was in. He fucking hell, man.
And he didn't even throw nearly the amount of punches that he did back then, Stu. That was not a
He was
prime
shook to his boots. Look, Holyfield was shook in that fight. I'm telling you, he shook. He took a right hand off Lennox Lewis.
Get the fuck out of here. No.
Go and watch that fight again. Go and watch it again.
Against a fucking 45-year-old Holyfield who was having a heart trouble, bro. Stop it, bro. He's been through 1,000 wars by that point, dog.
Get the fucking play the violin, Johnny. That little thing.
Nah,
play
get the fuck out of here, bro. Holyfield was spent.
What, when he fought Lewis? What, when he fought Lewis?
Yes.
No,
I'm not even saying. Listen, Stu. I'm not even saying.
Hey man, I remember watching it. I remember watching it at the fucking time, bro. And I'm telling you now. You must have been about 4 years old. But I remember.
I was like 10, but okay.
Well, I remember being around boxing. I remember watching all them fights. I remember the Burt Cooper fight. You weren't watching them fights live. You was not watching them fights live, bro. You was not watching them fights live.
Okay, fine. Keep telling yourself that, bro. I watched fucking Holyfield Tyson live, bro, when I was 6. I remember these things, Stu. I was already scoring boxing matches by the time I was 8, 9 years old, Stu.
Yeah, well, you need to start fucking learning to score properly then, because Lennox Lewis.
What fight did I not score properly? Hold on. Fuck that. What fight did I not score properly, Stu?
Well, if you're saying Holyfield Lewis was close, and you obviously didn't score that properly.
I didn't say it was close, Stu. Don't put words in my mouth. I said he wasn't in his prime.
Who said it was close? Someone said it was close.
Nobody
was
said
it
it was
Gonzalo?
close.
The judges.
No.
Oh, it was Mark, was it? It was Mark.
No, I didn't say it was close either. I said that it was a shot Holyfield.
It was
which
a
is
shot
true.
Holyfield.
Lennox is too.
Well, let's be real. The prime Holyfield. That prime Holyfield, the one that was small, the one that wasn't on as much steroids, would have got knocked the fuck out by Tyson. That Holyfield, trust me. Well, you on about the one that? You obviously did.
Hold on. I haven't talked for a while now. Hang on. If you got knocked out so easily by Mike, then how come they hit a bunch of sparring sessions as teenagers and Holyfield was getting the better of it then?
Oh, but Lennox Lewis, sparring. It's just rumors, isn't it? Lennox Lewis.
Okay. Well, Lennox was getting twerked by Tyson when they were sparring.
No, there you go. There you go. If you're gonna bring up sparring sessions and then bring up the right stories, because that's not the truth.
Well,
I mean, it's on video. Lennox Lewis went out there with his.
Don't tell me I wasn't watching boxing back then, bro. I was, man.
I didn't say that. I said you wasn't watching them live at fucking 9 years old. Staying up watching fights at 12 o'clock. Fair enough then.
Yes, I was.
Okay, all right. So did you watch Burt Cooper live then?
No, I don't remember that one, but I'm saying I watched a good handful of them.
Did you watch the Riddick Bowe fight live?
Yeah. No. See, I was too that one I was too young for.
Well, this is my point. I'm not saying you were. I'm not saying you wasn't watching boxing. I'm saying I was watching Holyfield all through his career, and I saw the best of Holyfield. I saw the cruiserweight Holyfield that come up. Was too small. He was good.
Every fucking Holyfield fight you can think of, still.
Stu, what channel was Holyfield versus
Oh, Mark, are
go
you
on
really going to
and
go that? Are you really going to be that petty and ask me what fucking channel it was on? It was like 25 years ago. It was on my fucking telly. That's all I know. I watched it. I
If you
don't
don't
remember if it
remember,
was channel
Stu,
fucking
you're
3.
lying.
I just thought it was a
You're lying.
I just thought it was a rerun. I didn't think it was a live fight. That's
Them fights. Listen, mate. I remember staying up in the kitchen to watch Mike Tyson versus fucking Bone Crusher Smith. It was like ridiculous time in the morning. I remember I just got up, set my alarm clock. I was young myself, right? And I remember getting up to watch them fights. I remember watching. I remember watching Buster Douglas in Japan. I stayed up for that fight as well. So I mean, I just remember watching these fights live. And like I said, Holyfield. I remember him
Well,
as
you
a
must have been
cruiserweight.
10 for about that fight because you ain't that much fucking older than me, Stu.
How old are you, Johnny?
I'm 28.
Yeah, well, I'm like 14 years older than you.
Okay, well, Rick, no, you're like 36, ain't you?
No, I'm 42, Johnny.
Oh, well, regardless. So you must have been 10 fucking years old when Buster Douglas and Tyson was fighting. So who are you to
Yeah,
call
around.
me? I was watching fucking Trinidad with my cousins my whole life, bro.
All right then. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Jason Mesa in the chat says prime Mike Tyson at 24 versus a near prime Lennox Lewis at 30. Mike Tyson destroys Lennox Lewis.
The thing is, I'm not going to come here and get fucking bullied by boxing snobs. Do you know what I mean? I ain't going to do it. I don't give a fuck who they are. I'm going to have my opinion. I'm not going to get bullied by anybody on this fucking show. And that's just my opinion. So
who tried to bully you.
the thing is,
That's
you give it, but you can't take it, Johnny. That's your problem, son.
Mike Tyson had 5 years where I think he could have beat any heavyweight in history. I'm not gonna say he's invincible, but during those 5 years from 80 to 85, yeah, he could square up against anybody from any era.
Where did this all come from? Like talking about the best heavyweights ever. We were talking about Oliver McCall. How do you segue from Oliver McCall to the greatest heavyweight of all time?
The magic of BDA boxing.
Oliver McCall, crying, depression. He used to be Mike Tyson's sparring partner. Controversial fight also was the Bruce Seldon Mike Tyson fight. I think that guy took a dive.
Do you know what makes me laugh? You got guys in the fucking chat that have probably never seen the fight telling me that Holyfield wasn't in his prime. No, he might not have been his maximum prime, but I'm telling you that Holyfield stood a lot better chance against Tyson than the one that was just come up from heavyweight. It was too small. Let's be real, he was just too small. He was. Look, Riddick Bowe was beating him all over the fucking place. The only fight he did win against Bowe was the one where he put on about 2 stone of fucking muscle from steroids. So, like I said, I remember Holyfield's career, and I'm go and watch the Lennox Lewis fight again. Holyfield was he got hit with a big shot and he curled up in a ball on the ropes. And why Lennox Lewis didn't go for the finish, I'll never know. I was just, it was disgraceful and disappointing. But I remember what I saw, and I don't care who tells me different.
Yeah, that Holyfield for Lewis was roided, like he was at the maximum of his.
That's what I'm trying to say. When people say he's not prime, not his age, he's probably burnt his prime for his age and his speed. But he was a prime athlete. That was, I mean, let's be real. He was walking through Mike Tyson's punches like they were fucking, like Malignaggi was throwing them. I mean, this is a guy before who was getting rocked to his boots by smoking Burt Cooper and people like that. Come on, man.
Yeah, he was. Nah, I don't know. I guess you can make an argument on both sides. But all right, let's move on. Let's move on from this. You're right. Too much heavyweight talk over here. Another controversial moment in the sport. Let's see what else. De La Hoya Trinidad.
I can come up with a really. I was gonna come up with a really weird ending to a fight.
Okay, go ahead.
Sid Shaw versus Williams.
What happened? I don't remember what happened there.
They were like in a clench and they stumbled around, and St. John kind of like flew out the ring and banged his head off the announcer's desk, and he was down and he had to be stretchered out of the arena, and the fight ended on a technical decision.
Yeah, it took a long time.
That's right. Hopkins did that like 2 or 3 times where he flew out of the arena.
Fucking crazy. That was mad. I still go, what the hell happened here?
Oleg Maskev also getting dropped. Was it no Rahman Maskev? Right? Like, how the hell does that happen? Like,
Oleg Maskev.
Yeah, how does that happen that you managed to fall out of the ring though? It's weird though. And
I'm
then
gonna go
bring
for weird. What about Dave Allen rocking up at a weigh-in with a sock in his jocks, calling himself the White Rhino?
yeah, that was more
He's just
disturbing than anything.
Look, mate,
Just
just
basically
clowning.
missed the ropes and going between in between the two ropes. Just
Yeah,
missed
but
the ropes completely.
isn't that when the ropes are not tight or something? I mean, you shouldn't be. It should be at least hanging off the ropes, but not going all the way back. I don't know, man. It's strange. I never even seen that in sparring or anything, man. It's I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think the ropes should be more secure.
I guess it's more due to like when that happens when somebody tackles you with wrestling antics. Yeah, you can miss the ropes if somebody jerks you in a certain direction.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. A tackle. All right. What else are people saying?
He got a fucking hiding off the crowd that night as well. I think he got beat up quite bad.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later. I'm not feeling good, man. My wife had another miscarriage, man. I don't.
What?
I'll see you guys later. I don't feel so good.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, man.
Sorry to hear
Take
that.
care, Gonzalo.
All right.
Take care, brother.
Jeez.
Later.
Take care, man.
And my fucking daughter, you know, I've been going through a bit of shit recently, man. You know, I told you one of my mum's dogs died in front of me a while back, and another one died in front of me, you know, the other day, right? Went to get it's a Chihuahua little thing. They don't fucking live long, but the thing's went to have a glass of water, and it's done a Tyson Fury against Wilder, didn't it? Just dropped and died. My daughter fucking crashed her fucking brand new cash guy for nearly. Well, she's pregnant as well, so she was in hospital worrying about that. She's all right now, thank God. But the fucking cars, man, there's none stop worrying and hassle from me right now. I think I'm cursed, man. I'm fucking cursed.
Yeah, that's life. Sometimes it
Is,
feels like
mate.
a
It
curse.
is. That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
That's why can't let boxing get too upset and too down about fucking boxing, man.
Yeah, exactly. Some people take it too seriously, man.
Yeah, they do, man. They do. It's their life's work, man. And you know,
no, you're wrong. You're
we're
wrong.
all passionate about it. We're all passionate about it. But let's be real, you know, it's not important. If your favorite fighter loses, you know, it's not important. If you got a life worth living, you ain't gonna be worrying about your fighter losing the next day. Stuff like that. I don't know. People just get too invested in boxing.
If your favorite fighter dies. No, sorry. If your favorite fighter loses and you feel like shooting yourself or shooting somebody else because you're pissed off, then you really need
look
some.
At 78, man. That guy wanted to murder someone because Riggindale got schooled. I mean,
yeah. Like you seriously need you need some medical help, though. Some medical attention, psychological help, because you shouldn't be that mad because your favorite boxer lost a fight. It doesn't make sense.
Like, Stuart, what happened to so and so? He got knocked the fuck out. Like I give a fuck. It weren't me that got knocked the fuck out, was it? I'm awake. I'm all right. I mean, get out of here, man. These people.
It moves on and it goes to the next one, man. Like, I don't have a favorite fighter. Like, I guess you could probably say it's Usyk because I love watching the guy box. But at the end of the day, I've been watching boxing nearly 2 decades now. I've had fighters that I loved, like Ricky Hatton. He was the first major fighter I really fanboyed for, you know? And after that, like, it just moves on. David Hayes' career is gone. Bellew's career is gone. Pac's career is coming to an end. I mean, it happens. You move on. New fighters happen. You enjoy the sport and you get to see the best. Well, you're supposed to get to see the best fight the best. You don't really get to see that anymore.
Yeah, but exactly. But these people are too emotionally invested in the sport, in certain boxers. So when they loses, their whole world comes crashing down.
There's a lot of them on here. Look how they turn on you, man. Look at the thing is with me. I'm not going to sit here and just shout out sound bites to keep everyone happy in the chat like some people do. You know, just to get fans on side. I don't give a fuck if no one on here likes. I'm going to say how I feel. I'm going to give my opinion, and that's it. If it means I'm going to knock one of your fighters and say he's not as good as you fucking think he is, then so be it. Do you know what I mean? But it's vice versa. When I like someone and someone knocks him, I don't really care. You know, I'll debate them and get passionate about it. But I'm not going to fall out people over a fucking boxer and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be stupid. You know, and that tells you that you have a life. If you don't have a life, then your life becomes boxing. That emptiness is filled with boxing, which is kind of sad, to be honest.
I saw how
It's
many.
a
I
sad,
saw how
it's a
many
sad
people
reality.
turned on me. I saw how many people turned on me when I told true facts about Golovkin, some home truths, and I saw people that were fucking on my side before that. So if someone can turn on you just for saying something about a fight that they don't agree on, then fucking hell, they really need to have a word with themselves and look in the mirror and have a look at their
Yeah.
lives, really, don't they?
Absolutely. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
I get ripped. I get ripped
sorry.
all the time.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're both used to it, Mark. But the thing is, we get ripped by people that never have the balls to come on and actually give their opinion.
Don King in the chat
What are we
says too says the truth most of the time, but he does fanboy UK fighters.
Listen, I'm a bit biased, I am. But when they're fucking shit, I'm the first to come on here and say how dreadful they were, and I laugh at them when they get knocked out and stuff like that. I mean, look at Price. I mean, I look at how I mock David Price. I'm really look what I said about Anthony Joshua after that pathetic performance in the Ruiz first fight. I mean, it was embarrassing to watch. And I came on here and said that.
I just, my bad, fellas. I was helping my mother put her Christmas decorations away while I was trying to talk to you. What are we talking about now?
We were just talking
Gone with the
about
flow.
we were just talking about how people turn on you when you knock their fighters and stuff, Johnny. You know what I mean? When you say something about a fighter, like just say Wilder. I mean, I've seen the shit you get for keeping it real about Wilder, and but when you're getting angry with someone over another fight, over another man, then you really need to look in the mirror, don't you, and have a word with your fucking self.
Yeah, of course. It's all. I mean, we can have a nice debate, of course, but it's no reason to get too fucking bent out of
Well,
shape.
this is it. Me and you will go back and forth, Johnny. And like I said, because we don't really agree on a lot of things, we will get heated. But we're mates. We always get on. I'm not going to fall out with you over a fucking bit of boxing, man. It's just that me and you just have different opinions on boxing, and that's just it. And we have a little digs at each other, but that's just mine. Look at us now. We're fine now. But to go and fall out, something. You'll fight a lot. You know, get. I mean.
Yeah,
it's fucking
same with me and Mark. We fucking bicker at each other too, but we're
both. Yeah, I've heard. I've heard.
Yeah, me and Johnny bicker 24/7.
Yeah,
I know you do.
he's fucking giving me shit for Lomachenko Campbell, how bad I wanted that fight, and then I'm giving him shit for that Haney fight. So it goes around. Everybody gets their fair share of fucking criticism. But we're all boys at the end of the day,
But the thing is, all of us have got the balls to come on here and give our opinions. I mean, like I said, easier said than done. Doing charade, I mean, you could do a boxing video for 5 minutes and you'd probably get away with it, but try doing 4 shows a week for 3 hours a night and talk boxing and make the show entertaining.
Interact.
Very hard to do.
Yeah. And you're interacting with the people in the chat, though. That's a much different. If you can do videos, but there's no interaction. Right now, you're like people are talking shit about you. Reading the comments, and it's different than just making a video.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one controversial fight we need to talk about. The one that I'm always talking about.
Chavez Taylor.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Chavez got robbed, or excuse me, Meltzer got robbed. Let's get into that one.
Let's get into that one. Okay. Well,
we can get into that in a minute. Let's get into Ward Kovalev.
Ward Kovalev. Okay.
The first fight.
Yeah. Well, both were controversial.
That's arguably the biggest. It's arguably the biggest robbery of the decade.
That was a bad one.
That's a good. Yeah, we never did that, Mark? Like the biggest robbery of the decade. That would have been interesting.
Well, and that falls right into controversial too, Bucho.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I would put Fury Wilder in there though. I think that's the bigger robbery though. No. To be honest,
I think those both are very good shouts. I also think the first Golovkin Canelo fight.
Oh yeah. No, actually, that one
also,
I think that's
yeah. The first Bradley Pacquiao.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that was a disgusting decision. But like I said, someone in the chat just Ward Kovalev and 2.
Because now because like Pacquiao Horn, I agree that Pacquiao won that fight, but it's not like he just went in there and beat the fuck out of Joe Horn, and He didn't look very good in that fight. He did get ripped off a little bit, but to me that wasn't like as bad as the Bradley fight was. To me, you know what I mean? Honestly, another one for me. Another one. Well, of course that wasn't this decade, but never mind. I'm fucking tripping. Go ahead. Whoever.
There's a few. There was a big robbery last year for me that just it pisses me off constantly. But I'm not even going to talk about it because nobody's fucking watched the fight. Like nobody.
Well, what the hell is it?
Israel Gonzalez versus Kalya Foy in Monaco. I had you Foy losing 10 rounds and he won by like 8 rounds to 4. And like everybody I know had at least 9-3 to Gonzalez against Yafoy. So
whoever had brought up that Kovalev Ward fight, the first one. See that one and that first Golovkin Canelo one, both of them, I hit it like 8-4, 9-3. Like it wasn't even fucking close, in my opinion. Either one of them. And same thing with the Bradley Pacquiao. See now, Mark knows the smaller fights, but I'd say for the big ones, that's the top 3 ripoffs of the decade right there. If you wanted to say Fury Wilder, that you could make the case, but Pacquiao Bradley, Golovkin Canelo 1, and fucking Kovalev Ward 1. Those 3.
Yeah, Johnny. The reason I think those 3 for me are ahead of Wilder and Fury is even though Fury definitely won that fight to me, he did get dropped twice, and he was only winning the rounds by 2 or 3 punches. Like,
Exactly.
Isn't taking it out of the hands. Like it doesn't
He
take
was
it out
winning
of the
the rounds by slim margins. Given he was winning them rounds, but he was winning them by a slim margin, and he fucking like Golovkin and Kovalev. Like Kovalev was jabbing Ward's fucking face off for the whole fucking round, and they're giving it. Come on, you know.
Like Kovalev won 8 rounds of that fight.
Yes.
Simple enough. That it's just 8 of those rounds go to Kovalev right off the bat, and that's the fight over. He won.
Yeah.
Whereas with Fury, it's like, well, yeah, he lost 2 and he was deducted a point. But people can make the argument Fury got off the canvas and could have made a 9-9 round out of that in the 12th.
Look, Fury brought that on himself. They couldn't even have robbed him if he'd have stayed on his feet in that 12th round. But he's prancing around with his hands down, thinking he's a slickster, and the next minute he's the fucking Undertaker, isn't he? And he was a fraction of a second from losing by a KO, and that's basically what cost him the fight. Because it's always that the last round what's fresh in your mind. You see fucking Fury on his ass. People get the idea. Oh, well, Wilder probably was in that fight. It was a bit closer than it was, but it wasn't. It was like 9 rounds to 3 or 9 rounds to 2. No, 10 rounds to 2 or 9 rounds to 3. I think I had it. Can't remember now. With the 2 knockdowns.
Yeah.
So it wasn't close, but Fury made it close in people's eyes by doing that in the 12th round. I mean, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was just like having the winning lottery ticket in your hand and putting it on your fucking car seat and driving off with the windows open and blowing out the window.
Right.
Stephen Mark
Couldn't have said it better myself.
But that's what it was like. I just couldn't believe the stupidity of this fucking guy. And that's why I won't have Ben Davison game plan. I tell you what's the Ben Davison game plan? Fucking run and survive and fucking hope that you live to another day or something. I don't know.
Win the fight with your jab. You can win it with one hand. That's the dumbest thing ever. You need to put this out of the fucking context of the judges. Throw that 1-2. Get more right hands in there.
I tell you what,
still slip the punch.
Rematch.
Tyson Fury's right hand. Tyson Fury throws a lovely right hand when he throws it behind the jab. With the 1-2, his right hand is clean. Like I said, when he's flicking that jab out, nothing. Well, he's doing nothing. And like I said, it's like, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't shout lions in the camp, and that would have probably basically sealed the deal for me.
Yeah. Well, and at least we know Stewart's nephew, you know, he's coming from good stock. He's got boxing in his blood. Ben Davison, it was rookie season. I mean, he was already annoying me with this fucking Bugsy Siegel slicked back haircut.
Bugsy Siegel, yeah, we all know what happened to him. And we all know what happened to him. Yeah. So, listen, Tyson needed a friend, a shoulder to cry on that could hold a bit of pads and clean up a spit bucket quite well. And he got it. He got it in Ben Davison. He had it, you know, let's be real. that guy, I don't boxing. Boxing's such a dangerous game. Experience is so important in boxing. It's one of the all right. It's so good having experience when you fucking got your legs are gone and you fucking can't get out of the way of punches. I'm on about as a coach, experience is nothing buys it, and that guy's got none of it. Well, like I said, someone in the chat said fresh out of college, and listen, you go to the UK, we haven't got degrees in college. You don't get like in America where you can fucking do anything over there in college. You can't do them sort of things. Do you know what I mean? So we don't have them boxing. So this guy, where's he learning his boxing? He's learning it from people like us on the BDA and fucking Boxing Beats and Rhymes and Mark and Johnny Boy and all these other people. That's where he's fucking learning it. Where else is he learning it from? Because he hasn't been around all these great fighters. He's not come out of. I don't hear Ben Davison coming out the Kronk gym, do you? Or Ben Davison coming out of Big Bear? No, Ben Davison coming out where? Do you know what I mean?
Stu, I told Mark this the other day. I says if Ben Davison comes back in like a year or two with like the next fucking Tim Bradley or something, I'll stand here and say I was wrong. Until then, get out of here. You know.
Well, you know, Ben Davison has another gig now, right?
What is it?
What is it?
Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, he's training Billy Joe, more than likely for the Canelo fight.
Yeah, Billy Joe. Yeah, you know why, don't you?
That's gonna be
Billy's Billy's going to be on the run all night. Billy's like, oh, you know that game plan you gave Tyson, the one that nearly killed him. Can I borrow it off you?
Is Davison a traveler himself?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. That's why I was asking. Yeah.
No, knowing him, he's probably got a fucking caravan next to Tyson's house. Knowing him on the yard.
Well, Ben Davison was leaving. No, he was actually leaving with Tyson Fury, from what I read. He had a room and everything in his house. Oh yeah.
I've heard he's got a fucking some sexy fucking Russian missus or something, and I think all the being away in America all the time was one of the reasons that that he was like umming and ahhing about doing that. That's what his camp's saying. My opinion is Tyson just got rid of him. I think he's the sort of guy that would have hung around till Tyson had nothing left in the tank till he was fighting at like 50 and stuff. He'd have hung around. He seems that sort of guy. But he was making out that, you know, both decided it was the right thing to do. You know, I'm not seeing a lot of my misses and stuff like that. That's the excuse he was using. But more to the point, I think he just got booted.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is he served his purpose, didn't he? He got Tyson Fury motivated for a couple of years. And now Tyson needs something new.
Yeah.
Weight loss.
Someone to run, you know, someone to run with, isn't it? Someone to go and eat steak with, someone to run with, have a little laugh and a giggle, and you know. But when it comes to business, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? Get out his laptop and go to YouTube? I mean, what is he going to do?
He's probably going to help you knock out one of your 7 a day, isn't he?
Billy Joe Saunders going to Ben Davison. Like I said, that tells me exactly how Billy Joe's going to fight if the Canelo fight's made. He's going to be on the run. Big time.
I gotta do this real quick.
Go ahead,
this shit's been driving me nuts lately when I'm on here with you guys. Yo, in the chat, we got 75 fucking people watching, and we got 35 likes. Hit the fucking like button, you motherless bastards, and get the.
Lazy motherfuckers can't even raise their finger to press a like button.
Fucking
your hand out of the fucking flame
and they're the first to moan when we're late. When we're coming on late. When we're coming on late, they're the first to moan. But they can't even give us a like button.
Get your fucking hand out of your pants and hit the like button, will you?
Yeah.
It's free. And if also, if you've never been here before and you're tuning in for the first time, subscribe.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the realest podcast on YouTube, mate. Don't get no more real in this. We're not political correct. We don't. You know, we just keep it real. If it means us falling out with each other on the panel, we will do. We'll just keep it real. We're not going to sit. We're not here to fucking keep you guys happy in the chat and feed your egos for your favourite fight. We'll tell you how it is, and you won't get no realer than the BDA. A lot of people don't like us because we're too real. That's the problem.
Get them, Stu.
To this day.
Exactly.
When you look at these fucking corny channels that have got loads of subs that do these fucking clickbait titles, you know, they'll be like they're talking about a fight and it'll be full fight footage, and then you go on there, it's just some dickhead talking, you know, just a clickbait. Yeah, they've got They've got fucking thousands and thousands of subs, and you've got fucking us that have got so much knowledge on this show. There's so many of us that have got so much knowledge, bring so much to this channel. You got people that don't want to watch us because they're snowflakes, or they like to play the race card and the race victim. You won't get away with that here. You'll get it ripped out of your hand and shoved up your ass when you put that on it.
No, you feed your own egos, says somebody in the chat.
Yeah, well, the thing you're here, aren't you? And I bet you'll still be here at the end of the show. That's the problem. All you guys that slag us off, you're here to the end. You're from. I mean, if I don't like something, I'm not going to sit and watch it all the way through. It's like if I put on a movie and shit. If I put a movie, I can tell if a movie's shit after 10 minutes. I'm turning it off. You guys, shit, this show. But then when you look at the ending, they're there at the end, aren't they? Still talking away in the chat. I mean, amazing.
Yeah, I still remember that person who I don't know, I forgot their name. They always post a comment after the video is posted, and this person was complaining about, I'm gonna complain to YouTube for some words he used or something. Remember
that person. I remember.
Yeah, again, last video that we posted, again, that person, this show sucks. It's like, why are you fucking here all the time?
Yeah, you're here again, though, ain't you? This is the thing. I mean, even the people. I mean. I went on the show one time. We're not even started, and we had three dislikes. I mean, they did dislike before they'd even heard a word. I mean,
that's nothing. I've gone live with 15 dislikes before I've even started. It's mad. Well, Johnny went live once, and there was 28 dislikes in 2 minutes. Johnny, do you remember that?
It's a record.
I mean, Johnny's got a few. I mean, Johnny's got people fucking threatening him all sorts. You know.
Yeah. People, Johnny Boy has people after him. You know what I mean?
But like I said, but the thing is, Johnny, he speaks from the heart. Whether I agree with it or not, it's from his heart, and I respect that. That's why I thought. I mean, but when the favourite newcomer of the show, I mean, it was a close one for me. I mean, if Mark had won it, I'd have been fine. If Johnny won it, I was fine with it. He won it. Or Gonzalo, all brought something great to the show. So, and I think with Johnny, I mean, he's like Marmite. You either love him or hate him, but he's real, and that's what I like. Whether I agree with him or not, he's real, and he'll stick to his fucking. He ain't here to fucking get wilder fanboys on side. We can all sit here and we can all be one of them white fucking cooks and that sucks up to black people and gets all them on side. No, we're not one of them. Man.
So these other channels are fake. They're
not fake. They're not fake. No, of course, not fake. They're just a lot of them are. They're in for the where we don't give a fuck if we've got 10 people watching. We're going to keep it real. We're not here to feed people's egos, where a lot of these channels, they're telling people what they want to hear. They'll look through their comments and realize what sort of fan base or subscribers they have, and they'll take that narrative to the end sort of thing. And I see through that. Like Shady Slim. I mean, I like Shady Slim, but he's fucking corny as fuck with his titles, man. His titles. Amir Khan's wife has not been seen in 2 days and stuff. I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? That's his title.
Really? Are you kidding me, man?
No, it is. It really is.
Oh,
see,
man.
Stu's like me in that regard. I don't give a flying fuck what Tyson Fury had for brunch today. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, but you do care about how many times.
I mean, Shady Slim put up a video earlier about Javante Davis dating Floyd's ex. Oh, is it true or is it not? Is it, the rumors are that Javante's in love. I don't give a flying fuck. The guy, let the guy go and get his nuts away, man. What's your problem? Why are you reporting on that shit? That's not boxing. That's TMZ stuff.
The only time, Stu, the only time I report on that stuff is when Adrian Broner catches a sexual assault case.
Yeah, well, because that's good news. We all want to hear that. We all want to see that.
So I can clown on the guy, you know.
Yeah, but he's dating life. This is like Entertainment Tonight or something like that. You know, this is for
Hollywood
women.
Weekly over here.
Yeah. TMZ.
Keeping
up
with
come
the
on,
fat lesbians and shit like that. That's what we need. We need Browner and we need Tank Davis on a reality TV show called Keeping Up with the Fat Lesbians. That'd be great. I'd watch the crap out of that.
Guys, you know that show Big Brother? They put a bunch of people in a house. Which boxes would you put in a house together so they can live together?
Straight off the bat. Off the bat. Anthony Crawler would be straight in there for me. just because like he wouldn't know where he is. I put Quigg in there because he's got no personality. I throw Javante Davis and Errol Spence in there. I'd put Usyk in there because everybody feels like they're about to get raped. We need Tyson Fury in there to bring the cocaine. We need Tyson Fury in there to bring the cocaine. We need Adrian Browner on that show. We need Clarissa Shields because.
Hey, listen, I don't think I could listen. I couldn't listen to Scott Quigg talk for 2 minutes. Now I've got my 45.
Have you not seen the news though, Stu? Scott Quigg is headlining a Sky card in Manchester at the MEN Arena, and his opponent is John O'Carroll.
Well, that sums up Eddie Hearn recently, doesn't it? No, Eddie's having a fucking laugh. But listen, what he's done, he's gone to America. He's done an Amir Khan, gone to America and forgot about his roots. Feeding us the fucking scraps, isn't he? Getting the fucking big steak out, feeding the Americans with that, and we're getting the gristle.
Yeah,
and
really.
his butter's bread in the UK, and he's took his eye off that. Like I said, Sky needs to, because Sky, BT Sports have more subscribers than Sky now. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Sky are dying, man. Sky are dying. Listen, the only thing that's keeping Sky alive, it ain't the boxing, because every time they put a decent fight, and after the box office, people have had enough of Sky. There's the Premier League football, and as soon as these other brands start taking that, which a lot of them are now, Sky are finished.
You'd have to throw Amir Khan in the house just to see if he's bringing home.
Sky finished, mate. They listen to football, they're finished.
Oh, you're breaking up, Stu. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're breaking up, man.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
But yeah, Amir Khan should be in the Big Brother boxing house. Absolutely.
Amir Khan has to be in there so we can see if he's bringing home men or not, and if he's playing.
Throw Kell Brook in the house as well. It's as close as a fight we'll ever get.
You're gonna get it, boy.
Looking ass.
Throw him in there with Kell Brook. He'll be like, "Listen, I'm only here to give you some brownies."
The Hand History Vault says, "Can we talk fights now?" All right, let's keep going through the list of controversial fights. Well, Mark wanted to talk about that first Kovalev Andre Ward fight, and Rasklad in the chat keeps saying that Ward beat Kovalev twice. He made him cry, and a lot of Rasklad. Please call in, man.
Rasklad is in a serious minority of fans that think Ward won that fight. It's a very low amount who think he won the first fight.
Oh, I know Barry fucking Jones, the Box Nation commentator, had Ward winning that fight. But I had a word with Barry Jones on Twitter. I said, "You know what, Barry?" I said, "I respect you and all that, like, as an ex-fighter, but I go, you couldn't fucking score a fight for Toffee, man."
What do you think about these fighters that think that they can score fights just because they were fighters? I don't see how they like. Doesn't mean because you were a fighter that you know how to score a fucking fight, man.
Well, yeah.
No, just because you're a fighter don't mean you know anything about boxing. You've just got to go and watch the Mayweather channel for that.
Yeah,
if that doesn't tell you that, then nothing will.
Yeah, fucking.
So who do you think would win the fight? My nephew or Sugar Ray Leonard?
Yeah, I know.
Well, Floyd's defense was impeccable. I mean, he'd outpoint him every. Of course, it's just like saying. It's like going to your boss and saying, "Well, this guy would kick your ass if you got in a fight." Like, come on, and fucking. I
think Ray Leonard would beat the dog shit out of Floyd, man.
Ray Leonard would piece Floyd up. Ray Leonard would piece that wouldn't. Floyd, he'd go the distance, but Floyd would get pieced up.
I don't know if it'd go the distance.
3 rounds.
I could see Ray Leonard stopping him if Ray Leonard.
Floyd's got a chin, man. Floyd's got a chin. I don't care what anyone says. Floyd.
Speed and power. Man, Sugar Leonard had speed and power, man. He goes. Okay. Somebody talking? Johnny Boy, are you there?
Yeah. Go. Yeah.
Oh, what you were saying?
Did I cut you off, Bucho? I'm sorry.
No, I heard your voice. No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Now, okay, just because Terry Norris was a decent fighter back when doesn't mean he should be fucking commentating. The man can't even speak. Let's put it like that.
Good point. Yeah, I mean. It's sad to say, but some of these fighters, I mean, let's be honest, they've been getting hit their whole fucking life almost. I would be a little bit, what's the word? it's concernable from what they say because they're not all there sometimes, you
Sonny,
know.
hey, Sonny Boxing Talk in the chat. It's hard to take you serious, bro. When you know, you said Ward beat him twice. He was never the same. He wasn't never the same again. But did Ward really beat him? I mean, the first time he definitely didn't beat him. And the second time, the only thing got beat that night was Kovalev's testicles. I bet he was walking around like Buster Gonad, weren't he, for about fucking 6 weeks after that.
And you know what? If Kovalev was never the same again, I think it has more to do with what he was doing outside the ring, right? Alcohol abuse and all that shit. That was the reason why he wasn't the same again. It wasn't because of fucking Andrew Ward. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Floyd beats Ray because Floyd doesn't outspeed Ray. Floyd doesn't outbox Ray. Floyd doesn't outwork Ray. Floyd doesn't outpunch Ray. What does Floyd do better than Ray? Maybe get behind the shell and avoid punches and run. Yeah, mind you, Ray's quite good at running as well. We saw that in the Duran 2 fight, but Floyd doesn't do anything better than Ray Leonard. Nothing.
Yeah. Now, Stu, also to add, especially if it was back then and you threw him in a fucking bedroom-sized ring that was tiny and made it 15 rounds. Yeah. And
It's not just that. Ray would be allowed to take his ped as well, along with Floyd. Makes it a bit fairer as well, doesn't it?
And also,
there was no drug testing then.
Cry to the referee every 30 seconds like Floyd either.
Yeah, exactly. Or tell Ray what gloves he could have. None of that shit happened back in the day.
Yeah.
All right, in the chat,
Let's
1-2
be
Kid
real.
says Floyd would counter. Rasclot says Floyd almost lost to a washed-up Sub Judah while Floyd was prime. Yeah, that was a close fight for the first part of the fight, of course. Floyd beats Ray, says Sonny Boxing Stock. All right, so we're getting mixed opinions over here.
I had it even after 6 with Floyd and Judah. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. You know the way Floyd, his biggest thing is getting into that shell and he throws that pull counter and he catches people.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Leonard's chin, what's Ray's going to do when he gets hit with that pull counter? He's going to walk right through it and smack him.
With speed and power.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Ray will be the biggest fighter Floyd would have been in the ring with.
Yeah, Ray was 5'11", bro.
5'11", 5'10".
Ray was able to 5'10" and a half. Ray was able to go up to fucking light heavyweight. People forget this. He was
it's
huge.
true though. Yeah,
Floyd was a tiny welterweight.
Huh. So you wouldn't even be fair, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mark. That's a good point. Floyd started at 130 and Leonard ended at 75. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Floyd ended at 50. Floyd ended at 54. Leonard ended at 75. So
it's true though. So
look, that I've been arguing for years. That fight ain't close. Like someone in the chat just mentioned, Thomas Hearn's been saying it for years as well. Tommy Hearns is all wrong for Floyd. Floyd couldn't outbox Tommy Hearns because Tommy's got ridiculously long arms and he could box himself. He'd get out jabbed. Floyd would. Floyd wouldn't be first to the punch all night. And let's be real, when Hearns starts landing them shots,
That's
it's
it.
over.
It's good night. It's good night. Like I give Floyd 5 rounds against Tommy, maybe 6. That Philly shell ain't gonna work when you've got a dude who's able to loop his arm over your shoulder and crack you in the side of the head. Because he's 6 foot, because he's like 7 foot fucking 9, throwing punches from the other side of the ring and catching you in New York.
And also, Hearns didn't have the greatest chin, but Floyd can't punch, so Hearns is still
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Johnny.
No. I was just gonna say. Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Is Floyd couldn't punch, so it's not like he's gonna drop Tommy Hearns either. I know Hearns great chin, and bro, as soon as Tommy hits fucking Floyd once with the right hand, he's gonna cry, bro.
Yeah.
That's
mate.
That's it.
Pacquiao rocked Floyd. I'll tell you what, Pacquiao's a big punch. Pacquiao don't hit nowhere near as hard as Hearns.
There's very few people in the history of the sport who hit like Tommy Hearns pound for pound.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just go ask Marvin Hagler.
But Floyd's got a solid chin. Floyd's fought some massive punches. You can't take that away from Floyd. He's fought some very big punches, and he's not been beat yet. He's not been stopped. So, and he's been hit with some. I mean, Mosley caught him with a massive shot. Zab Judah caught him with big shots. I mean, Marcus Madonna caught him with big shots. Pacquiao hit him with a big shot and then backed off because obviously he had a suitcase to pick up after the fight with $30 million in it. So he had to back off. But
the Pacquiao that he fought hadn't had a knockout in like 5 years.
Exactly.
And when he fought against Mosley, this was a shot Mosley. And this was a Mosley who was fighting 4 weight divisions above his original. I mean, you need to look at it like that. I know Floyd was, but when people start doing the fantasy fights like Hearn and Ray Leonard versus Floyd would be going in there with Prime in their peak at their real weight divisions.
Floyd can't outbox these guys because these guys are not flat-footed. These guys are just as quick on their feet as Floyd. These guys are just as slick. They're quicker. For me, they've got more speed. Floyd's quick and sharp with his shots, but Floyd's throws single shots. Hearns is mixing it up. Ray Leonard's. I mean, you go and watch Sugar Ray Leonard throw combinations. You won't see a more beautiful sight in boxing back in the day. So he could let his punches go. But he just throws single shots, and that's not going to be enough against Hearns. Or that's what I'm saying. When I used to go on the Boxing Voice and argue with all these clowns that used to tell me Floyd would outbox these guys, just showed me how little they know. Because
in the chat,
I bet everything I own that Floyd couldn't get a win out of them too. Floyd would have to rob them guys.
In the chat, Stephen Makepeace says, "Why do all old fighters get more respect? So in 30 years, Mayweather would beat anyone?
Because there's no ducking. There was no ducking back then. There was no fucking catch weights. There was no telling what gloves you can wear. There's no these ridiculous mandatories that no going up divisions and getting a shot at world title without even fighting anyone. No 5 belts and fucking all these. Like I said, picking no franchise champions. Do you want me to go on?
Let me give you the biggest. Let me give you one.
You go ahead, Mark. Give him some, Mark.
Like one of the biggest reasons for it is, the less top tier opponents you fight, the less you are going to be respected. And today's boxing, if you look at it, most fighters are now going to try and enter the hall with 2 or 3 big names on the resume.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas back, like, even though like Stu was like about Ali, that doesn't matter. But look at like Ali, just for a split example, all of the names on his resume, he fought everybody in his damn era, every fucking person, and he fought for less money then in terms of inflation than fighters are getting now today. So these fighters fought for legacy, and today's fighters are fighting for money. So they're trading away legacy for money and minimum risk. Exactly. And that's why they won't get as respect.
And let's be real, back then, pay-per-view wasn't really a big thing. So everyone got to watch these guys on normal channels where, look, like Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, in a country of 62 million people, did 21 million views that night. 21 million people watched that fight. Now,
Barry McGregor used to have 15 million people watching him, and he's a midget.
From Ireland, and Ireland's only got 30 million people living it. If that, 20 odd million. I don't know what
actually, it's way lower. It's 4 million.
What?
No, Ireland's more than 4, surely.
No, it's 4 million. It's 4 million. It was 15 million between Ireland and the UK.
We want about Britain's. The whole UK's got a population of 64 million.
What's the
I'm just
population
talking
of Ireland?
And the UK, for the views from McGregor, did 15 million.
Oh, right, yeah, because
in Ireland. He did 3 million in Ireland out of 4 million.
Okay, still a lot, though. It's still a lot. And like I said,
75% of the fucking island. Yeah. 75% of the entire island were tuning in to watch him. And he's a small little bald-headed midget.
That's what it is. I mean, people want to say, why don't Wyatt Wilder big name like Muhammad Ali was back then? I mean, the fact is, Muhammad Ali Foreman did 200 million views worldwide. I mean, Wilder's getting 200 people worldwide, isn't he? I mean, that's the difference. I mean, that's why these guys, they're just bigger stars, more known. We saw more of them, and I suppose that's what it is. I mean, I'm not saying they're better. Some of these, like I said, some of these guys from the they wouldn't last with some of the guys. From today, they just wouldn't. Some of them wouldn't, but then when you look at the great ones, I believe they are. I believe Sugar Ray Leonard pieces at Floyd Mayweather all day long. I believe Lennox Lewis beats anyone in the heavyweight division today by ease. And the list goes on. I
got to address that. Somebody just asked Duran versus Floyd with a question mark. Okay, now let me put it to you this way. If you threw Floyd in the same in the exact same arena with, I don't know, Kobayashi for 15 rounds, who do you think wins that fight, bro? At 35, at more Floyd's natural weight, who do you think wins that? If you really think, Floyd, I don't give a fuck what pretty boy money. If you really think Floyd survives in a tiny ring with Duran for 15 rounds at 135 pounds, you don't know shit about boxing, bro. Okay.
When you're looking at that fight, you've just got to compare styles how Floyd would do with and you just got to look at the Madonna fight, how he struggled with that constant pressure, and that's what Duran brings, but it's a lot better pressure. Yeah. It's a lot. It's the punches are harder. They're technically better. It's he's non-stop. Madonna can be outboxed. Duran can be outboxed as well, but Duran can. He's got decent head movement. Duran, he could avoid shots. Madonna just walks on the jabs all night. So, but when you want to compare styles, Madonna would be the closest to Duran. And for me,
he's a very poor
one of them fights was a draw for me. I think Floyd won the second one quite comfortably, but I thought the first one was a draw.
The fight says
very, very, very poor man's Duran.
Yeah,
the fight's going
poor man's Duran.
The fight's going in the chat. Hold on, the fight's going in the chat says that Ray Boom Boom Mancini would smoke Floyd.
Yeah, well, shout out to Boom Boom. That dude reminds me of my dad. But anyways, fucking bro. Do you think a guy who lost to Jose fucking Luis Castillo is beating Duran?
I was gonna say
at
that
35.
I was about to say that was a 35 too.
The thing is, though, the thing is, what will give Floyd a chance is Duran could turn up on the night and he just don't fancy it. And we've seen it plenty of times where when he don't fancy it, he's dreadful. I mean, he got outboxed by Kirtland Lang. I mean,
and Roberto was such a fucking maniac in his prime. He probably would have went in there, beat the fuck out of Floyd, and then started bitch slapping Roger in the parking lot, bro. That's what Duran was about.
I'll say one thing though, Stu's bang on the money there. But when you do fantasy fights, it's not about like what can go wrong. It's about both fighters at their very best fighting their best fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Roberto Duran at 135 kills Pretty Boy.
Yes. Whoever said that Lomachenko Floyd at 130, that's more of a pick'em fight to me than any of them other ones, like in my opinion, because they're more closer to the same size and they're both very skillful, So whoever said Floyd Loma at 130, that's more of a even keel kind of fight, in my opinion.
It's a good fight.
Yeah.
Sonny Boxing Talk says, "Who lost to him? Y'all crazy."
Yeah, he's been hating for a minute. Just ignore him, Bucho.
Just ignore him.
He's been I know I'm the guy. Ignore somebody in the chat, but yeah, he's just being a fucking idiot. He's sucking the soul out of Floyd's vagina right now. Okay.
Rascal is saying Ricky Hatton almost beat Floyd Mayweather. Lucky for Floyd, the ref was on his side.
Yeah, Floyd. But look, I'm biased. I don't think we can give a very fair analysis of Ricky Hatton and Floyd. I'm too biased.
But first of all, Ricky should have never moved to 147 though.
100% he never should have.
Yeah, you could make a case he lost against Colasso. In my opinion, he was
make a lot of cases for a lot of things in boxing.
Yeah, but he just didn't look. Listen, whether he won against or not against Colasso, he just didn't look good, and it was not because Colasso was a better boxer or whatever, just because he was big, man. Colasso was big and Ricky Hatton was small, and in that Floyd fight, listen, Ricky was doing okay, but then he was just eating a lot of shots, man, and that fucks your back. He was hitting a lot of jabs, and eventually in his corner they told him, "Listen, you go for it," and he did because he has balls, man. He didn't just want to survive at some point. He's like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot, man, and see what happens. He went in there, lunged in, and got caught, and that was the end of it. But at least he tried, man. At least he tried.
Sonny's Boxing Talk, you just said you were a realist, but you just told me Sweet Pea would beat fucking Ray Leonard, bro. Do you know how small Sweet Pea would look standing next to Ray Leonard? And it would have to happen at 147?
Sweet Pea was good at lightweight, but 147 is a different game. Man.
Yeah, Leonard kills him at 47. He's too small. And I love Pacquiao, but Leonard would have knocked him out too, in my opinion.
Stephen Makepeace is again talking about old fighters and how some people have this nostalgia about old fighters. They romanticize old fighters, and now he's asking: is there any current boxing that beats champions from the past? I guess a lot.
Well, it depends. It really depends on which fighters from the past and which fighters from now.
Exactly. You can't say, okay, just for like I've said this 100 times, but like you can't just say, oh, Rocky Marciano versus Wilder, who wins? Well, the man's a foot taller than him, for Christ's sake. if you said Rocky Marciano against someone his own size, like let's say Caleb Plant.
Beterbiev.
Yeah, Caleb Plant. Beterbiev, somebody of that caliber, he's beating the fuck out of somebody. So
I think Beterbiev and Marciano will be a war.
Oh, that would be a good one. I'd enjoy it.
But would Marciano, with his build, be able to, like you mentioned Caleb Plant, with his build, would he be able to cut to 168? I don't think so, Johnny.
I'm saying in that he'd wind up today's range, somewhere in there, 68, 70,
I'd say 75 or very small cruiserweight, one or the other. I'd say 75.
I'd say 7, yeah. Marciano versus Frazier would have been good. Yeah, that would have been a good fight. Quags. That would have been a real good fight. Liston beats them both, in my opinion.
Well, I say Stephen Makepeace, he makes a point though, because there's some crazy people out there that, all the old fighters beat the new guys. And I mean, Stu mentioned that somebody even said that Sam Langford knocks out Vitaly Klitschko or something like that. So, I mean, that's just ridiculous, man. Come on. Old fighters weren't superheroes or something. They were.
I'm a big Sam Langford fan. But the dude was 5'6.5".
Yeah.
Yeah, he knocks out Vitaly,
he had a
man.
big enough reach, but his reach is still shorter than Vitaly's. Vitaly's got a foot of height on him, and he's got about 100 pounds on him.
I'll tell you this one, and I'll tell you this one. Harry Greb would have knocked the fuck out of Canelo. I'll tell you that.
Depends. What are we doing? Are we doing 12 rounds or are we doing 50 rounds?
We're doing 50, Mark. We're doing 50.
Then he kills him. Him.
Yeah.
It's too much. The dude was and sometimes those rounds weren't just 3-minute rounds. Sometimes they used to, like, in the middle of the fight, make a round go on for 4.5 minutes because the timekeepers went out to take a cigarette.
Yeah. And you know what Harry Greb did for training? He built a fucking railroad. There wasn't no gym to go. There wasn't no gym to go to. There wasn't no fucking faggoty vegetable shakes. There wasn't no. He just went to the bar, beat the shit out of the toughest guy, and then went back to working on the fucking railroad. That was Harry Greb's training right there.
Rossley is saying Greb would maul Canelo.
Include, like, what was that?
Oh, Rossley is saying that Greb would maul Canelo.
He'd kill him.
Absolutely, he'd maul him. Too much volume. Like, I know I haven't, like, people will be like, you've never seen him fight. If you just listen to the stories of everybody who's ever talked about Harry Greb, the dude used to throw just millions of punches. And, like, in those rules, could you imagine what Canelo would do if he got thumbed to the eye and then he complained to the ref and he got kicked in the balls and the fight was still going on?
Yeah.
Like, Harry Greb would pull his eye out of his socket, feed it to him, and then let him shit it back out and put it back into the socket. Like, that's the type of guy he was. He was a vicious bastard. Like, he used to throw his punches, like, from all different angles, like 100 punches in, like, a minute and a half and shit. Like, he would just land on people. He was a vicious man with a lot of hand speed. And, like, people who don't know Benny Leonard was a tremendous fighter. Gene Tunney said that Harry Greb had faster hands than Benny Leonard. And Benny Leonard was a fucking lightweight and a pound-for-pound #1 of his era.
Yeah, and Benny Leonard's him and Duran are the two best lightweights of all time. If fucking Mini Man Fox the 13th said good stuff on introducing me to Makuziev, exciting young fighter, love his footwork and style. Well, don't thank me, thank Mark, because he's the one that put me on to him.
Don't thank me, thank Uzbekistan. The Uzbekistan, the Uzbekistani storm is coming.
Yeah.
Just like the Ukrainian storm of 8 years ago, the Uzbekistani storm is arriving. Stay tuned.
When somebody says, because somebody said in the chat that Lomachenko is the best technical fighter they've seen. Oh no, sorry, the best technical boxer of all time. Can you blame them? Are they crazy? What do you guys think?
No,
the
I don't think
historians.
anybody's crazy if they say somebody's the best fighter they've seen. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. It just depends on who they've seen fight.
No, sorry,
Like,
not
if
they've seen that
Lomachenko's
of all time. Like, is he the best
Yeah.
boxer of all time, technically speaking?
it depends. Defensively, no. Offensively, one of them.
Mhm.
But defensively, no. There are boxers who defensively, like, are just really, really good. Like, he's not as good defensively as a guy like James Toney was in the pocket.
Look,
Or he's
Floyd,
not-
for me, Floyd's probably up there with him defensively.
yeah,
Better.
there's Pernell Whitaker,
Yeah,
who's
Pernell
an amazing
also, man,
defensive
come on.
fighter.
But he
Like,
ran
Yeah,
a
but
lot.
Pernell did get hit a bit though. But Pernell did get hit quite a bit. I
But
do
not as
think
much as
Pernell's
Loma.
defense. No, I think the thing with Pernell, I think because he used to make it look really flashy while he was avoiding shots, but he got hit quite a bit when you go back and look at Pernell's career. But obviously, one of the best of all time defensively. You've got if you want to go back to Mark's day, you've got the Willie Peps of the world, and people like that. So even Gene Tunney was a very good defensive fighter. I mean, this guy kept Jack Dempsey off him most of the time. I know he got caught with a big shot.
I know who my picks are for the two best defensive fighters of all time. Like, I've got Nicolino Loche. He was nicknamed the Untouchable. If you haven't watched him, his head movement was unreal. His feet placement was amazing. He could pivot in and out of pocket like nobody's business and avoid flurries, constant flurries, and catching with beautiful shots. And the other one for me is also Kid Gavilan. I thought his defense was amazing.
Yeah.
And then if you look at, like, offense, is Loma better than Roy Jones Jr.?
Different sort of offense for me. But Loma's a bit pitty-patty with his shots. He's always range finders and changing at the pace. Roy was just an ambush fighter. He'd wait for you to make a mistake and then just pounce on you with explosive shots. So there's different sort of. If I was a fighter, I'd prefer to have Roy's. Obviously, Roy's explosiveness, but then again, Lomachenko, the way he gets inside and the way he switches and turns these guys, it's just impressive. So, yeah, it's a tough.
And even then,
but I used to think Harold Bomber Graham was a very good defensive fighter until Julian Jackson knocked him cold. Do you know what I mean? But he was very good himself. People one of the best fighters never to win a world title, Harold Bomber Graham.
Absolutely, tremendous player. There's a lot of guys out there. So when you go, is he the most technically gifted? He looks better than a lot of fighters because he has a very flashy style. Nobody can deny that Lomachenko's, like, to just the naked eye, isn't beautiful to watch. The way he can move, the way he's able to pivot, the way he's able to turn people constantly, use the jab as a paw. When they go to throw punches on the other side of them, he reads them. He knows their angles. It's kind of like watching a scientist. He is one of the most beautiful technical fighters you'll ever see. He really is. I don't know if he's the best of all time. That comes down to what you like. But he's up there, for sure.
Yeah, like I said, what do you think? You've got to put Floyd in there. I don't care, as much as people don't like Floyd. You got to put him in the argument. Look at Floyd. I mean, he for his age, he looks $1 million. I mean, he's not punch drunk. I mean, don't get stupid and punch drunk confused. They're different. Do you know what I mean? But he's definitely not punch drunk. He's very rarely gets hit clean. A defensive master. The way, I mean, that shell. How many people have tried to copy that shell? I mean, look what happened to Berto when he tried it. I mean, fuck me. Do you know what I mean? So he looked like he'd been hit by a train, not a truck. So it was one of them where a lot of people try to copy it, very hard to master. The thing is, we can all do a shell. We can all do the Philly shell. It's punching off the shell, which is the hardest bit to do.
Oh, I've tried it and it didn't work. but I tried it before. I've tried it.
Let's ask Johnny this. Johnny, is Lomachenko the best technical boxer you've ever seen?
Well, are we just talking in my lifetime, or are we talking like before I was born type shit?
That you've ever seen. That you've ever seen. So
ever
you've
seen
watched
on
them
video? It
tape.
doesn't matter. You don't have to be alive, Johnny. Just ever seen.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like Mark said. It really depends what you like. Because then if you say
Yeah.
technical, you could get into the fucking Benitez and Whitaker and
Benitez, beautiful show. What a
yeah.
stunning
I
boxer
mean,
he was.
like Mark kind of said, it's kind of just it comes down to what your preference is, I suppose.
I'll tell you what.
to me,
Here's another one. Sorry,
like
Johnny.
to
Go on.
me-
You cut out, bro.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, it just depends what you prefer. Like, I like big titties. Some guys like these Nicki Minaj size asses. I don't care for it. Okay, it just depends what you like.
Matthias in the chat. Listen, I ain't gonna mention British fighters just to be biased here. I was just, if I had to pick one, to pick the top 5, there wouldn't be a Brit in there. So I don't know what you want. Listen, this is the guy, like I said, the guy that's got Ivan Drago posters in his room. So you don't need to tell me about being biased. But the thing with here's a shout. People are going to turn their eyes at this, but went through a 10-year period of not getting basically hit, not getting stopped, and the guy's got a dodgy chin. When you've got a dodgy chin and you reign a division for 10 years at heavyweight, then you've got good defense, and that's Vladimir Klitschko. Very, very solid defensive fighter.
He knew how to use his attributes. He knew how to use his reach. He knew how to use his jab, and when he needed to, he knew how to clinch. He was pretty good at evading punching in his prime years. Years.
Well, we're all talking prime.
He was more susceptible, but he turned himself into a neutralizing, defensive, long-rangey bore fest.
Yeah, he did. But like I said, we're talking about defensive fighters here, and if we're talking defensive fighters, very rare we get an exciting one. Like Floyd's definitely not in the conversation when we talk about excitement. So I think.
I would use
but like with a chin like that, like Mark, with a chin like that, to go 10 years, the big division as well, where all the big punches are, to go 10 years to be not stopped, to reign and beat everyone in front of you, that shows that you're very good defensively for me.
Absolutely. I would say that he was more an efficient fighter than a defensive technician.
But like I said, there's all sorts of different defensive. You can be a good defensive fighter without using the Floyd Philly shell. Because for me, Canelo's very good defensively while he's coming forward. If you get what I'm saying, and the way he moves his head and parries shots and stuff. I think that's really, really clever stuff from Canelo. I think he's superb when it comes to avoiding shots and counter punching and stuff.
I mean, as far as defensively goes, you could say, like Floyd was the best at deflecting the shots, but fucking Whitaker was the best at just you're hitting
avoiding them. Yeah,
you're hitting nothing. Yeah,
that's right. But with Floyd, what you got to remember with Floyd, if you got to take this into account, a lot of his work was illegal, where he was ducking below the waist, he was putting arms in, elbows in your face. The way the way he lifts that arm up and he sort of like shoves it in their face. That's illegal. You can't do that with your elbow. Do you know what I mean? He's slamming his elbow into people's heads and stuff.
And then he's turning around and showing his ass to the other guys.
That's it. Like I said, Floyd's very hard to clean because he ducks below the waist a lot. Watch Floyd. That's illegal, man. But in America, they just let it go time and time again. Rigondeaux used to do it and get away with it. It's only because Lomachenko was a world-class fighter and he worked out a way to neutralize that. Is why it weren't working.
Matuzu Lease. Okay, you're talking about Stu's fucking fanboying or whatever. All right, I'll give you one kid. I'll give you one name. Ted Kid Lewis destroys all your heroes, bro. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, fucking hell. That's a British name that fucking not even many Brits know, man.
Yeah.
That's my number one British fighter of all time right there, Ted Kid Lewis.
Yeah.
Tremendous resume.
To be fair, for me, I'd have to go with there's been some good fighters, but because I don't know as much as Mark knows about and Johnny knows about that guy, I can't pick him. I'm not going to be just to go, I'll have to go with what I've seen with my eyes and what I know about. I would have to say the best fighter I've seen is probably Calzaghe. And then Lewis.
A very good fighter. A very good fighter.
See, a lot of people say when people say Calzaghe fought a lot of bums. Calzaghe fought a lot of good fighters. Fought Mikhail Kessler in his prime, by the way. He was a monster. He fought Jeff Lacey, who was a monster, beating everyone. People say Jeff Lacey was going to destroy Calzaghe inside 3 or 4 rounds. We all know what happened there. He fought Chris Eubank, a man that gives anyone a good fight. Bashed him all over the place. Steve Collins ran from him. And, Calzaghe, I mean, even when they brought Omar Sheikha over, I remember that fight. That was a fucking crap. Omar Sheikha's a very big puncher, but got smashed to pieces when he came out. Mitchell dropped Calzaghe. Calzaghe got up and put one of the... Well, that's how it shows what a great Calzaghe is. The way he got up, he got hit with a big shot, got up. I just put it this way, 10 seconds later, Mitchell was on his ass and hurt in a bad way. That's the sort of fight. When he was hurt, he was dangerous at all times. And he could box, he could get in a war, he had a fucking granite chin. I mean, you ask Nigel Benn, Collins, Eubank, ask them all who is the best super middleweight British of all time, they'll tell you Joe Calzaghe. So,
Mark, how many times did Ted Kid Lewis fight Jack Britton? Like 30?
Like 17.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, a lot. Okay, I was just...
Jack Britton was an amazing fighter.
I know. That's why I was...
What about here's one for you, Mark. What about Tom Cribb?
Yeah, that's gone back to the bare knuckle era.
Bare knuckle, that's the first heavyweight champion, first heavyweight world champion, Tom Cribb from the UK.
Well, you can make an argument on that anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, you can. Who is it? Who is it? The American, Tom Molyneux, the black guy that came over, got robbed, didn't he?
Yeah, Molyneux actually won the first fight, right? So he won the first fight, but they didn't call it the World Championship, and for whatever reason, they refused to call it the World Championship. It was the US champion versus the UK champion. And then the two of them, they had a rematch, but Molyneux had been out eating and drinking and living up the party lifestyle.
Yeah, but to be fair, though, Tom Cribb was doing that in the first one. I reckon Tom Cribb trained like an animal in the second one. So
absolutely, and Molyneux, they reverted. They pretty much reverted.
That's right.
In the second, but in the second fight, when they fought, they called it. They said that this would be for the first ever world championship. And Cribb went in there and beat the shit out of Tom Molyneux, and he's rated the first world champion. But you can make an argument.
Who was the guy that came over and Molyneux started to train?
That's a hard one.
Another black American that came over and but the thing is, that's what I say. When you talk about racism in boxing, right? When you see how Jack Johnson was treated, right? Go to the UK and see how Tom Molyneux was treated. This was a black guy from America, from a slave background. The guy was walking around in the best suits with white women on his arm. He was in all the restaurants with all the. He was accepted over there, treated like a fucking. Because we respect our warriors over here. But in America, it would have been different. Obviously, we saw
that
Jack
was
Johnson.
A man who fought his way out of slavery.
He did, and let's be real. I think they even fucking knighted the guy. I believe he even got knighted, which is the biggest honor you can have. Like I said, He was a guy that used to mix around with politicians and royals and all sorts. That's a black slave from America. But that's because people took him to his hearts because they see him get robbed by Tom Molyneux in the first fight. Tom Cribb in the first fight. So. They'll see.
And let me just say this. Let me just tell you this. You don't even have to go far back. For you guys who want to pretend like Floyd's mistreated and all this other shit, even though he's the richest fighter of all time, if you do, and Broner and all these for you fucking idiots out there that want to pretend like these guys are mistreated, I challenge you. Go to my boxing playlist and just watch the Archie Moore documentary. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to go that far back.
I'm applauding that on Archie Moore, man. Archie Moore had
the fucking guy's got 200. This guy's got over 200 knockouts, and he also like that ridiculous.
138.
130. 200 fights and 138 knockouts. Yeah,
and he was walking to his fights. He was walking to his fights. He didn't. Nobody would even give him a ride. He fucking sleeping on the side of the road and fucking walking to his fights.
Look how long it took Floyd to get to 49 fights, right? Look how long it took him. I mean, Archie Moore had that in a year, did he? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
He wasn't far off. I mean, Harry Greb went 46-0 in 19. I think it was 1916.
Yeah, but Floyd made that money though. The money.
I think didn't what fucking Sugar Ray Robinson was for about 96-1 when he fought Randolph Turpin, wasn't he, Mark?
He was yeah, he was 40-0 and then he lost to LaMotta the once. Then I believe he won another.
Yeah, 96-1 I think he was when he fought when he came to Liverpool and fought Randolph Turpin.
Yeah.
And
What was it,
96-1. I mean, that's some record that, isn't it? Fucking hell.
He's fighting fucking 2 times in 10 days and shit like that, bro. Yeah.
The thing is, he took that Turpin fight. He tore around Europe. He went there for a holiday. Thought he'd just have to turn up, fucking land on Turpin, and he was going to fall over. And realised really quickly that Turpin was tough, strong. A fucking
Wait,
pro.
hold on. Which record are we looking at? Robinson's.
Robinson. When he fought Turpin, what was he? Because I think he was about 96-1, I believe.
He was 129-1 with 2 draws.
Yeah.
And then
when he fought Randolph Turpin?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought he was 96, so he's 120 what?
129-1 with 2 draws.
Yeah, Stu, that's what I was saying. He was 40-0. He fought LaMotta, lost the one time, and then he fought another 90-some fights without losing.
89.
Yeah. 89. There you go. Yeah.
Well, 91
what was Chavez? What did Chavez Senior get to before he lost? He was about 86-0, weren't he?
89.
Was he 89? Was he?
Yeah. But he lost to Meldrick Taylor, so that don't count. But
he was about 65-0, and then he lost to Meldrick Taylor. Then he lost to Sweet Pea. But
that was a disgraceful bit of refereeing. That was.
Richard, listen, bro. We're talking about controversial fights, and I have to bring this one up because I'm always bringing it up to piss off these little fucking Mexican fanboys in the chat. Listen, everybody was on the take. The referee, the judges, everybody. They were looking for an excuse to get Meldrick out of that fight, bro. And it's apparent because tell me why one of the judges had Chavez Sr. up on the scorecards when that was happening. That's laughable, okay? Tell me why Lou Duva was protesting the whole camp going into that fight. I don't want Richard Steele as the ref. I don't want Richard Steele as the ref. I don't want him as the fucking ref. Everybody was on the take.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you had Don King. You had Don King, like obviously protecting Chavez, but the fact that fucking Taylor wasn't responding. I mean, he asked him like twice, like, "Are you okay? You want to continue?" He was like looking the other way. He was out. And he ended up in the hospital after that, peeing blood and shit. That guy was fucked up, man. That he was seriously fucked up. And yeah, I mean, he wasn't answering. He wasn't responding.
Bullshit. He was up at 6, Bucho, and nodding his fucking head. Come on.
Why was he? Johnny?
It's not like fucking Chavez was landing like Emil Griffith combinations where it's killed the fucking guy. It was going to kill the guy.
Exactly, Stu. Exactly. And there was 2 seconds.
Give the guy a fucking chance to recover. I mean, even when Frotch stopped Jermaine Taylor a few seconds before the end of the fight, when you go back, and that's good refereeing that, because that 2 or 3 more shots could have killed Taylor. I mean, he took some monster shots that night. So I can understand.
Rather see him die. I'd have rather see him die than Frotch get that win. I'm still pissed about that shit. I am still pissed about that shit.
I mean, to be fair, it's one of the most exciting moments in boxing I've watched for a long time. He was down on the card, and like I said, Jermaine Taylor was never the same after that. Never the same guy. Looked very punchy after that. But I think when you go, I mean, there's a few seconds before the fight ended, he got the stoppage. But when you go back and watch that fair stoppage, Taylor could have seriously got hurt. Frotch was throwing monster shots. Chavez to Taylor was a bit different for me. You could have gave him 2 seconds, the bell's gone, he wins the fight. I mean, it's just disgraceful.
Yeah,
and it was, like I said, it was a conjure.
He looked all fucked up, though, let's be honest. Meldrick Taylor was looking to the side, and the referee was trying to look into his eyes, and the guy wasn't even like looking at the ref. He was confused, man. He wasn't answering.
Nah, he was looking right at him and nodding. So like, I'm good. Nah, come on, bro.
Let's put it on the screen. Maybe my
put
memory.
It on. Yeah, play it.
All right. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, we got to see this again. We have to.
Yeah, I was just gonna
This
say,
was
let's watch
this
it
is
again.
always gonna. This is considered probably the most controversial stoppage in boxing history. It really is.
It is. It is. Like I said, we're still talking about it all the 30, 40 years later, whatever it is.
Right.
It's because of how big it was. The fight was that was a really big fight at the time.
That was it was a mega fight back then, early '90s.
Absolutely. Oh, back.
That was a fucking Tito Oscar fucking Barrera Morales kind of fight back then. It was a big fight. Okay, thank you. No, keep it big, Bucho. Fuck the chat.
Yeah. Fuck
Just
the
for a
chat.
sec.
I gotta
Use
keep it
the
like this is the
OBS,
backs. That. All right. Look at Taylor. He's not looking at him.
He's looking
Look
down.
at, see,
looking right
he's
at
looking
me.
to the
Nah,
side.
that's a terrible stoppage.
Nah,
Get out
hold
of
on,
here.
hold
right
on.
at, he was looking
That's
right
terrible,
at
man. That wasn't even a clean. That's a terrible stoppage. Anyone that argues that was a good stoppage doesn't have, should be nowhere
Are
near
you
a boxing
okay?
ring.
He's saying, "Are you okay?" Let me put the sound on.
And he's nodding, Bucho. He's nodding right.
What do you want him to do? Fucking. What does he want him to do? Bust out in a rap or something to make sure he's all right?
Yeah, what is he gonna do? Give him a hand job?
Look, he's looking at the ref.
He's still not
Dreadful,
he-
mate.
He's still confused. Look at him. Look at him. He's not even. He's like, oh, what?
Listen,
look at it. Look at
he
it.
just took a big shot. He just fought for 12 rounds. Took a big shot. Listen.
Yeah, well, he was
That guy
gonna
had
probably
another-
get hit again.
Hey, what would 2 seconds more? What would 2 seconds more of letting that guy carry on? What damage would
The
that have
ref
done?
doesn't
Chavez wouldn't
know.
even have got to him. The
The
fight
ref
would have. The
doesn't
bell
know
would have
that
gone
shit.
before Chavez
Stu.
even got to him. I mean, that's disgraceful.
The ref
refereeing.
doesn't know
Come on,
how much
Bucho.
time is left exactly. Listen, the ref is not okay. Well, you got 10 seconds, so he won't hit you again probably. So I'll
Yeah,
let you
but
go.
he's standing there. It's
doesn't
not like he's
know.
taking shots in that 2 seconds, like Taylor was. Jermaine Taylor, he was taking shots, but he's obviously just got up. He's looking at the ref.
Look at
You
the
know,
guy.
let him get his faculties about him, for fuck's
Look
sake.
at the
He's
guy.
looking at the ref.
Look
He's
at the
not
guy.
hurt. He's hardly doing the Sammy Davis Jr. in the fucking corner, is he?
Not to mention he waved it off at the count of 6 too.
I'll tell you what, mate.
He's holding the
Disgraceful
ropes. Look at this.
refereeing.
Look how fucked up he
And
is.
he's on his feet.
Look at his left hand. Look at that. Wait, hold
Disgraceful.
on. He's holding the ropes.
Chavez senior fans should be ashamed of themselves claiming that victory.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that.
Thank you.
He's not
Stu.
even reacting.
Thank you, Stu.
Look at Taylor. He's not even reacting. He's like, what?
Oh,
I'll
get
tell you
the
what.
fuck.
Look.
Stop it, Bucho.
I'll tell you what, mate.
Right
Oh,
now,
fucking Richard still looks more dazed than fucking Taylor. Get out of here, man.
right now, Taylor should be screaming. He should be complaining. He should be pushing the referee. He should be doing a sub Judah against.
Luduva did that for him.
Yeah,
Hey,
Luduva.
where did that get
yeah.
Kovalev? Where did that get Kovalev in the second fight? He should have been doing that and all, but it didn't fucking help. Still got his balls beaten. At the end of the day, that's not like the ref's job's not there to well, he's not giving me a fucking, he's not giving me a rap, or he's not fucking jumping on his
I'm not
toes. He's
saying
not,
that.
you know,
But that
See,
that
you
that would
can't-
be
see,
expected
this is the thing.
from a fighter that
You
could still continue, though.
If
That would be
this
expected.
is the thing. So you're gonna tell, and I agree with you that Fury beat the count. So you're gonna tell me that was a legitimate knockout and Fury Wilder wasn't? Come on, man, stop it.
Yeah, Fury was dancing around after that. He was he was clowning around. I mean, that's
come
true.
on, bro.
Taylor, like in the chat, Foul Pole Boxing is saying if you're not in the condition to continue, it doesn't matter how much time is on the clock, and that's true. If you can't,
Hey, listen, what would have 2 seconds made any difference? The 2 seconds, the bell would have rang before Chavez even landed another punch on the guy. He would have took no more damage.
The ref-
That is disgraceful. Now, if Chavez was, hang on a sec, if Chavez was in the corner, still throwing shots, I'll give you that one, but he's
Me
not.
and Stu are in total agreement, bro.
Listen, and let's be real, if he'd have got the 8 count, like most referees usually do, then it would have been over anyway.
No, Stu.
Yeah. What?
And he was up on his feet.
Yeah. I tell you what, disgraceful. And anyone that claims that victory with their head held high, you're a scumbag.
the ref doesn't know how much time there is left.
Because I thought it was a great victory.
Who's that recognised in the house?
Recognize.
What's up,
Who's
dude?
that, brother? Recognise is quite. Recognise always has to be controversial, doesn't it? He always has to.
Stu, you know I love Chavez. I told you that's
The
my favorite fighter
devil's
of all time.
advocate's here. The devil's advocate is here.
He's my favorite fighter of all time. I'm not gonna go against him.
I didn't know that. Is he really? I didn't know that.
Oh
Yeah.
man, childhood,
Listen,
bro.
listen.
That was my hero growing up.
Yeah, see, that's recognizes with Chavez like I am with Gotti. That's
something like
yeah,
that. Exactly.
Yeah, So I'm
It
gonna
broke
tell
my
you.
heart when Costa Zoo beat the fuck out of him.
Hey, Orca Mustang. Orca Mustang. Let me get this. Orca Mustang, right? Get this into your fucking pee-wee brain, right? How can I want a man? How can I want a man to die, right? When there's 2 seconds left of the fight, and it took Chavez 3 seconds to fucking get to him. Get out of here, man.
Hey, Stu, let me just tell you something. What happened to Taylor after or right now? How is he doing?
Who?
Oh,
Taylor.
Taylor's in bad shape. He was in bad shape after that fight.
That's an
listen,
understatement. That's an understatement.
Look, what? So that 2 seconds difference has changed Taylor's life forever. Get out of it. It's made no difference. The punches before that happened. Listen, whether he could have been walking around like Gerald McClellan. It don't fucking matter. He still won the fight. He won that fight. He got robbed.
Referee didn't want to take a chance.
Like Jared McClellan.
You're playing with a human life, Stu. You're playing with a human life
I don't have
here.
a problem with it, Bucho. The only thing I would say is he was the money machine. So there could have been a chance that he was aware of the time and said, "Let me just stop it." Even though I think he was in bad shape, like he was in bad shape. Now he only had 2 seconds left, so didn't matter how bad shape he was in.
Listen, the time the referee would have got out of the way, Fight Scout seems to think that fucking Fight Scout seems to think Chavez is Clark Kent or something, where he can get to fucking he can get to Taylor in half a fucking fraction of a second. Get out of here, man! You fucking clown.
Who was the boxer who ran across the ring and knocked somebody out from one corner to the other corner? I think Chavez did that.
The time the ref got out of the way, the bell would have rang.
But it's okay. I agree with that. But the ref doesn't know this shit, though. He doesn't know how much time there's left. Could have been 15 seconds. You know what I mean?
Look, I agree with you. Bucho, that the ref's job is not to pay attention to the time. But let's be honest, right? That's Chavez Sr. at the height of his career.
I understand. The judges were in it for sure. I agree. I'm not gonna deny that.
No, but he was hurt. There's no doubt about that. I mean,
he was fucked
anybody
up.
thinks that if he had 30 seconds left in that round, he gets pummeled.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, that's what I'm saying. The way the guys are going on in the chat, it's like it was an Emil Griffith situation where he took about 15 on the ropes. Listen, that guy for me, he looked quite clear to me. Oh, he was a bit of shock, but this is boxing, for fuck's sake. Give a guy a chance to get his legs. Have you ever been hit on the chin? Of course you have. But when you get on the chin, you're not getting up. You're not doing the same. You're not going to sit there fucking floating on like a butterfly sort of thing. You're going to be fucking in a bad way. Give you a chance to get your legs back. There was 2 seconds there. The time Richard Steele had got his big head out the way, Chavez, that slow-footed Chavez, wouldn't even have made it halfway across the ring.
Look
and
at
the
that.
bell would have rang.
He had the broken face look. Right there.
So but are we going to judge? Are we going to judge fighters by the way they look these days? You know,
he's not responding. He's not responding to the. Come on, he's asking questions. The guy's with his mouth open.
Butcher wanted to come out with an Eminem rap or something. Do you know what I mean? a nice quick Eminem rap to show that he's clear.
I'm not afraid, man.
Hey, I'm
absolutely
not
afraid.
The Gangster's Paradise by Coolio.
Because I think he's down on the scorecard.
Yo, when he shot up those people when he went to do that little robbery, he had the same dreads as Coolio, didn't he? Look at his guy.
I think so, man.
He looking like a 2010 Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean. I like Billy Ocean, man. One of my favourites, man. Love Billy Ocean.
Yeah, but have you seen him now, man? He's looking like he's looking like a man of wisdom. He got the big dreads and everything going.
I didn't even know he was Caribbean, even though he sang Caribbean Queen. I thought he was a Yank. I thought he was American until like recently.
Hold on. We have a phone call. Somebody's screaming. Who's this? Rasclot?
Hey, what's up, BDA?
Oh, yeah. What's up? Who is this again?
Hey, my name's Tony, but on my comments, I'm T-Tone Toledo.
Oh, yes. What's up? What's on your mind?
Hey, I'm calling in to put it straight on what's going on with the Chavez talk, the greatest championship prime fighters fighting in history. You know, the junk talk being put on it, you know. Hey,
yep.
Wasn't that a beautiful fight? You know, 2 champions, you know, in their prime. You know, no excuses.
Yes,
one was landing the most punches,
great fight.
And one was landing the more
great fight, bro.
Punches.
Great fight, wrong winner.
That's my point. Look, the guy in the chat said, there's a guy in the chat said, oh, but did you see the rematch? Chavez battered him. It don't matter. We're not talking about the rematch. We're talking about this fight.
Yeah.
You know, that's a different fight altogether. We're talking about this one. It was a disgraceful refereeing decision. Chavez got a gift.
All right, let the caller talk. Caller, go ahead.
Come on, man. It's like Chuck Ramsey of the boxing talking junk. You know,
I've got eyes, they work.
Man, he looked him dead in the eye. He looked the man in the eye. And Richard Steele stopped a lot of fights like that, man. When you make the count and you look out and he says, are you okay? And if you do not respond, boxing rules say KO, TKO.
Well, thank God we don't see Richard Steele that in a boxing ring no more.
That fucking crooked piece of shit.
You look how Marvelous Hagler finished Tommy Hearns. And when Richard Steele countered to him and he said, are you okay? And Tommy Hearns said, duh. And he said,
yeah, but fucking Tommy Hearns was doing the fucking Jackie Wilson, Sammy Davis Jr., all sorts. You
know? So I just had to put it straight on that. Hey, don't disrespect. Hey, man, that fight, 2 seconds left, 2 champions. You could call that the greatest fight ever, man. And I'm gonna talk. Hey,
I thought it was the greatest fight I've ever seen. Especially, I love the ending.
You name two fighters in the prime with the knockout happening, a championship fight with 2 seconds left. I'll wait.
Yeah. I agree with you, El Dude. I mean, El Tone. But
thank you, BDA, for
Hawker Mustang. The only reason I sound like a social justice warrior right you now is because I'm saying the black guy won, and that's something you can't stomach, can you? You get angry thinking about it. Stuart Little thought the black guy won. Get out of here, man.
So did I, and apparently I'm fucking the fucking Grand Cyclops of the Ku Klux Klan in this boxing game. Yeah.
You're the wizard, Johnny. You're the
wizard. According to the LBC, I'm the fucking Grand Cyclops from Mississippi Burning over here. So, you know. Yeah.
He was dazed. Look how dazed he looked.
Look at that. He's not even complaining.
He broke his face. I'm not laughing about that, but he broke his face, bro.
Look at that. Look. He's still in the corner. Look. Hold on. Everybody's over there screaming and shit, and he's still in the corner like, fuck, I can't even move. Look. All right, he's still
Lou Duval won that fight. I take that back.
I tell you what, Deontay Wilder was in a lot worse shape than Taylor was, and he was allowed to carry on.
Come on, Stu.
Yeah.
He was. Go back and watch. Wilder was all over the fucking shop. Taylor wasn't.
This guy is now mentally challenged, basically. All right, because of this fight.
Oh, sorry, Bucho.
No, that's it.
You know what? I'll tell you another fight that never sat well with me. Another one that I watched live when I was 13 or 12, or just getting some hair on the old sausage. There was fucking that second fucking Mosley Oscar fight, bro.
Oh.
That one never sat right with me at all.
What's the robbery?
Yeah. That was a bad one.
Yeah, but both of them didn't throw a lot of punches, though. So I don't know.
The first one was good.
First one was crazy.
I just made a poll. on Meldrick Taylor versus Chavez. Let's see how it comes back.
Look,
right.
Sorry, look, Tone Toledo. Richard still follows the rules. Look, when it comes to refereeing a fight, you have to use a bit of common sense. You can stick by the book, right? But in all sports, referees have to use a bit of common sense. The common sense is, there's 2 seconds left. I'm in the fucking guy's way. The time I get out of the way of the fucking guy, the fight's over, he wins. But no, he's waving his arms, like flagging down a lift. Get out of here, man.
Well, the real reason he didn't hear the clapper is because he dropped them to the canvas when the 10-second clapper went off, and the crowd, they roared, so you couldn't hear the clapper. And when there was 2 seconds left, Lou Duva jumped into the corner, and when Richard Steele was talking to Taylor was looking at Duva, who jumped into the corner. So if anybody's to blame, it's Lou Duva. And one thing,
I
why
heard
wouldn't
that
you
one.
just get on the back foot and run?
I didn't see Lou Duva anywhere in sight until he waved that fight off, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
But he's in the corner
Now,
yelling.
if you wanna give
look,
Taylor
any
the benefit of the doubt, if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, don't assess him. Don't give him extra seconds to ask him, "Are you okay? Look at me." No. Okay. As soon as he gets up, all right, go back to fight. And I bet he got more than 2 seconds left. He got about 5 seconds.
The thing is, I mean, any ref that needs to look at Lou Duva to know when to stop a fight has no business in a fucking boxing ring.
No, not the referee. No, Taylor. Taylor was looking.
I'll tell you when.
At
like,
Duva.
Yeah, but that's
you can't see him in the camera.
Yeah, but that's a natural instinct. When you get
for a split second,
that's a natural instinct. When you get knocked down.
But Duva jumped into the corner. He jumped into the apron. He jumped into the ring. That did happen. That's a fact.
Look at that. Because he's asking him,
yeah,
are you okay?
Right there, you see where Taylor's looking to the peripheral, to the side.
Come on,
Why
bro.
can't guys?
I watched it live. Now remember we speaking about watching fights live.
I watched it
jumped
live.
into the ring.
I watched it live too.
Right,
disgraceful.
Why couldn't Taylor just say yes, I'm okay, or yes, or something? He didn't even do anything.
Anthony Joshua did say
yes. Looking at Lou Duva. Well, it's the fact that he was fucked up too. I mean, you can't deny that.
Well, that's
maybe he's got a third eye on the side of his head, but he looked like to me he was right at the fucking that piece of shit Richard Steele. But I fucking and let's also not forget that great stoppage Richard Steele had against Tyson and Ruddock that one fight too. Let's not forget that great fucking stoppage also. And I know, Let's same guy, same fucking. He was on the take. And naturally, what do Tyson and Chavez Sr. have in common? They're both Don King fighters, and he waved 2 fucking fights off early. Come on, bro. This is apparent. It was a fucking jag-off.
Richard Steele was one of the most corrupt referees in the history of boxing.
Absolutely, Stu. Even in the fucking Hagler-Leonard fight. Quit holding them, Ray. Quit holding them, Ray. Quit holding them, Ray. Never a fucking point deducted. He's hitting Hagler with all kinds of low blows and fucking holding him behind the head. Quit holding them, Ray. Quit holding them, Ray. Quit holding them, Ray.
Joe Cortez was another one, bro.
Yeah.
Another corrupt referee. This is how dirty boxing is. I mean, you got these fucking these bald-headed 50-year-old guys fucking deciding who wins fights. It's just disgraceful. I mean, let's be real. Cortez ruined the Hatton fight.
Right,
Go back and watch Floyd Hatton. Cortez ruined that fight.
All right, guys, hold on. Gonzalo, let me just read a super chat here. Chris K, thank you for your contribution. He says, anyone else hoping McGregor gets KO'd tomorrow? I don't know about that.
Can I answer?
No. Well, I don't want him to get KO'd. I don't want him to get KO'd.
Can I answer?
I don't give a fuck.
Can I answer that, Bucho?
Yeah.
I was just hoping that, because I like Conor as a fighter, I just don't like the shenanigans outside the ring. But I hope, all I hope for is that it's a good fight. That's what I hope for, Chris, because I like Cowboy, I like Conor. They put on a good fucking show. That's what I hope.
Yeah. The thing is, what's best for the UFC? What's best for the UFC? Cowboy Cerrone winning or Conor McGregor? I think that's an easy answer. I mean, Conor just makes the UFC exciting. I watch the UFC all the time when Conor's there. I don't know what it is. I'm not a fanboy of Conor. I just prefer it when he's there. It's just more exciting. A lot of these personalities in the gym, a lot of these MMA fighters are quite well-educated guys, a lot of them. And they're just very dull personality. They're not really good characters. I mean, like Chael Sonnen. How many Chael Sonnens have we got around now today?
Yeah.
I mean, John Jones could talk a fucking glass eye to sleep. You know, and look, he's the best fighter of all time in my eyes. There's no characters. I mean,
they're in trouble. The UFC's in trouble.
The big talkers. There's just no characters in it, and I think the UFC needs to follow up McGregor right now.
And I honestly, and I've been watching the press conferences of that fight as well, still, and Conor's cooled down. He's talking like he's cleaned up his act and everything, and I like.
Yeah,
I
do.
Yeah,
I thought he got. Listen, I got to the stage where I thought he got corny as fuck. And I thought he just got really. I started disliking him. I thought he was a disgrace in the Habib build-up. I mean, just absolute disgrace.
When Conor was coming up, I was all for it because he was fighting Holloway and Poirier and these guys who are still relevant today. They're still.
Yeah, they are.
They're still.
They look.
Today.
they look better wins now than they did back then, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Holloway went on to be fucking arguably the best featherweight the UFC ever had. You know, long fucking title reign, etc., so forth.
Yeah.
And when he was coming up, I was all for it. Even in the Nate Diaz, I was like, okay, these two fuckers are gonna get it on. They don't like each other. BBB. The whole thing flipped on its head when the Floyd shit happened, and it threw him off his game, and that's when the turn happened for me. And then I was like, fuck this guy. He's a jag off. But hopefully, but again, hopefully he's cleaned up his act. He gets his shit together, and we see a little bit more of him. You know?
Hey, the thing is, guys, it's like any sport, bro.
I just want to say something before we continue, though.
Go ahead.
Quickly, because Mr. BDA told me to say this. So we have a second Renaissance show tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about cannibalism, like Hannibal Lecter style. So we got a bunch of stories. And Mr. BDA is asking me to tell you guys if you have any stories about cannibals or any other sort of like serial killer, let us know. And actually,
you're on about like Ed Gein and people like that.
Yeah. We're gonna be talking about
we had some bad men in this Wisconsin, Illinois area. We Dahmer, Ed Gein, fucking Gacy, in my parts, you know. So
that explains it.
That explains Ed Gein. I reckon that's where the story of fucking Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think, was created.
How about Richard Ramirez?
He was getting dead bodies, weren't he? And fucking getting their skin and stitching it together, trying to make faces and stuff out of dead bodies' skin. Someone would get buried, he'd go and dig them up and stuff. Fucking, he was one weird fucker, man.
Yeah.
How about Richard Ramirez? The stool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember him?
Is that Uncle? No, not Uncle Sam. Ramirez. He's that guy with the long hair, isn't he? The serial killer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's fucking. He looks crazy. He does, man. I don't really. I need to see. I know who he is, but I need to look into it more. But I know he's got the long hair and he's got that fucking look about him.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that tomorrow. So subscribe to the Second Renaissance. The link is in the description, and I'm actually posting it right now in the chat. So make sure you subscribe and join us tomorrow for another Second Renaissance show hosted by Mr. BDA. That's
Peace out, fellas. Oh, I thought we was leaving.
Nah. Well, soon, I guess. I just want to tell people.
Going, Bucho. Fuck that.
Hey, the one Bucho that I don't know. I know he don't get that much shine, but Librado Andrade, he got fucking robbed like big time.
Yeah, that 20-second count basically. Yeah, that fight was in Montreal, right? So, yeah.
What would you say? What would you say is the worst robbery you've seen this decade? We'll cut it down a bit.
Well, the
worst robbery. Does it got to be high profile? It's got to be. Does that got to be high profile?
Well, it could be any fight. I don't want to know about some fight in some bingo hall.
That's what I'm saying.
Journey. I'm on about fights that are worth talking about.
Pacquiao Bradley.
Yeah, it's got to be up there, isn't it?
Or Canelo Golovkin, the first one.
Yeah, that was a bad robbery.
Yeah, Kovalev Ward 1.
I think that's what I'm going to go with. Kovalev Ward 1. But I think I like to, even though I don't know, man. I think there might have been worse robberies than that, even.
Yo, Bradley, come on, that was a huge robbery. I mean, that guy didn't win the fight. Nobody was expecting that. You weren't expecting that at all, man.
I think Letterman had it 10-2 or some shit like that. That was a bad one. I remember
when you see Paulie Malignaggi's reaction to Wilder Fury fight, that must have been a bad robbery for Paulie to react like that. I mean, I know he's quite emotional, Paulie, but he basically told it how it was that night. Said that guy should never be in a boxing ring again. Got really, and Deontay Wilder fell out with him about it. Didn't like what he had to say, but he kept it real, Paulie. And Paulie was very angry that night. So that tells me that even though I thought it was a robbery, I didn't think it was a major robbery. Well, I didn't think it was a stinking robbery like some before. But I think when Paulie's reacting like that, then maybe it was quite a bad robbery. Do you know what I mean?
That's what happens with fighters when they become very dominant, like Golovkin, Pacquiao. When they're used to knocking everybody out, the moment they don't do it, I mean, they get treated unfairly. Happened to Lomachenko. You can see it's happening to Lomachenko, but it hasn't been clear to where they're going to rob.
It's not. You know what it is, though. I don't think they're going out to try and rob Golovkin because I think what it is, it's with the Callum Smith and the Ryder fight. I need to watch that again. But I think when you expect a one-sided fight and the other guy's competing and doing well, you're giving that guy a lot more credit than you just see in his work because you're surprised, and then you're giving him rounds when he probably didn't deserve the rounds. And that's how I see it with a lot of, because the guy he's going in there and you expect him to get blown out quickly, but because he's hanging around and he's doing well and he's pushing the fight himself, so people get a bit excited and they over basically compensate. You know what I'm saying? Overcompensate what they're doing, sort of thing, and give them rounds when they don't deserve it. And I think that's what a lot of the problem is with these scorecards.
Yeah,
because with Ryder Callum Smith, I mean, a lot of people had Ryder winning that, but I see that if you watch it again, you might have it a bit closer. I think it's because you're so shocked that Ryder's doing that. You're giving him rounds for staying alive, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like with the big superstars, the rich people that that pay for this, that contribute to the sport, that got a lot of money on it. They want to see the guy that's knocking everybody out, impress. And Pacquiao, he didn't do that fight. He still won clearly. So it's like, all right, you're a Filipino guy, foreigner, come here to our country, and you say you run boxing. That's why I'm kind of surprised that Canelo. There might come a point in time where they might do the same to him. He might be in a close fight, even though he wins. They might say, you're not impressed and you're supposed to be the money guy.
The thing is, though, Gonzalo, with that Pacquiao Bradley, obviously I had it clear Pacquiao win that night. But when you look at that fight again, Bradley was doing a lot of work. A lot of it was hitting arms and missing, but he was busy. And Pacquiao was taking a lot of lulls. He was, a lot of moments when he was doing nothing. And that's the problem, I think sometimes judges can see that and think that, Bradley's doing the more work, I'm going to give it to him. When if you know how to score a fight properly, Pacquiao's the one landing the cleaner shots, doing the ring journaling there, sort of thing. So he was the one getting them. But when you see a guy just overworking the other one, that's what people do. People see punches being thrown. They don't think, well, is it connect? They're just scoring points, sitting there pressing a button like the amateur system, sort of thing. And that's where the Bradley Pacquiao thing, he could have lost it that way. But for me, still a clear win for Pacquiao.
Yeah, that's right. And the Horn Pacquiao fight, now that fight was competitive. That was a bad night for Pacquiao. That was not one of his best performances.
That fight wasn't a stinking robbery for me. I thought Pacquiao won the fight, but Jeff Horn did well that night. Horn was
that's what I was just gonna say. I mean, Bradley won was a straight fucking ripoff.
Yeah,
Pacquiao did get stiffed a little bit against Horn, but it was actually somewhat competitive. So to me, that's not in the same fucking category. I agree. No. Pacquiao clearly won both of them, but to me, Bradley was the far worse.
Yeah, and Pacquiao in that Horn fight, he was bleeding, right, because of the headbutt, and so it kind of looked worse than it actually was.
And I ride or die with Manny, so
I think that's where Bradley got a lot of hate after that fight. It weren't because he robbed Pacquiao for me, because like I said, Bradley is one of the great welterweight warriors still around in the boxing, especially coming out of America, because where them fucking guys are ducking each other left, right, and Bradley's fought them all, and so I've always liked Tim Bradley, but where he went wrong that night, celebrating that victory like he just KO'd someone in the first round, and it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. I think that's why he got a lot of hate. And to be fair, Bradley took that to heart, because Bradley came back as a fighter, because he got a lot of stick for running, and he got a lot of abuse, death threats, and all sorts, which is disgraceful. It shows you Pacquiao fans are just too emotional for me. I just can't be around them too long. And Bradley, I think he went in there with a different mindset. Instead of boxing these guys and winning easily and getting the job done, he'd go in there and get in wars with Provodnikov and people like that. And he just going toe to toe with Marquez and people like that, to try and get the fans on his side.
Years off his life.
And it took years off his career doing it. It's exactly, you recognise.
Hi guys. We have a phone call. 585, you're on the air. 585.
Oh shit.
Vinny?
How you doing, Mr. Boutro? This is Vince.
Yep. Welcome to the show, Vince. What's on your mind?
Yes, I guys. What's on my mind is controversies in boxing. How about Mr. Wilder getting robbed for that 11th count in the Tyson Fury fight?
Yeah, all right, bye. Yeah, so we were talking about controversy, right? Like one of the biggest.
Yes. How you doing, Mr. Recognized?
Yeah, that was a lame point that you brought up. Just wanted to say that.
Come on.
The fact that you brought up that fact, that little example, it's horrible. Terrible.
So you're telling me that wasn't an 11th count, guys? Come on, let's be honest. I mean, I'm tired of arguing with you guys about this. I feel like I'm talking to a wall.
You wouldn't know. How many Pepsis you drank that day?
What did Vinny say? I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
I don't remember exactly, Mr. Recognized, but I know that Wilder got robbed. That's all I know, guys.
Could have had too much sweets in your system, you know?
You had too much Butterfingers, yo.
How many seconds did you count?
35.
How did you
yes,
count?
Mr. Bucho, I actually counted. I counted exactly when he hit the mat. I was counting with the referee, and then all of a sudden, Tyson Fury got up, and then this referee was like, walk to me. Like, are you serious? Let Wilder pounce on this guy. I didn't understand that, and that really made me upset.
Let me want
to know why he said that?
Oh, I was going to say. First of all,
that's
refs,
standard procedure.
Yeah, all the refs when you get dropped say walk to me, bro.
Yeah.
Try again. Try again.
Vinny. I can't believe we're having this conversation.
Yes, Mr. Stu?
I can't believe we're having this conversation again. I mean, how many times do we have to prove this fucking conspiracy theory is a load of bollocks? I mean, let's be real. Fury proved that it was the right decision by the ref because the way he dominated the rest of the round. And if you look with your eyes, watch the ref count. Don't sit there with your fucking phone out and you stopwatch, whatever. Watch the ref. He's counting with his fingers. Tyson Fury gets up. He's looking at the ref. He's watching the ref counting above him, which means he's got his faculties about. Gets up. Yes, it was very close. It could have gone either way. Some refs would have stopped it. But the ref proved that he made the right decision because Fury went on to dominate the rest of the round and nearly stopped Wilder. So why are we having this convo again?
Yeah.
Vinny went 1, 2, 10. It's all.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No. I was actually a second ahead of the referee, so I had it 10 when he actually got up, and I started celebrating.
Yeah, Vinny was
go ahead,
lacking sugar when he had. But Vinny was lacking sugar when he made that count. He maybe should have had a Pepsi.
That's why I was asking him how many Pepsis.
Yeah,
he was like the micro machine guy. No accessories sold separately in the end.
You see, aspartame, Diet Pepsi,
and the powder, Vinny.
Yes, I'm also disappointed in you, Mr. Bucho, due to the fact that I told you if there's any
really
good boxing cards this weekend, and you said no. But we have the unified champion fighting this weekend.
Oh,
and he actually beat Jared Hurd.
Yeah, but who's he fighting?
Jared Hurd.
Who's he fighting?
That's
yes,
what I
Mr.
thought.
Bucho. He's
Exactly,
fighting Mr.
Vinny.
Rosario.
Who's he fighting?
And it's a PVC card, so I mean, you should have made a show about that instead of this topic. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Mr.
take care,
Bucho,
buddy.
but
Hey,
you're not showing PVC any love.
Thank you for calling in. Next caller. Bye.
Hey,
Right, well,
bro,
Vinny, you really want us to make a show about J-Rock against Rosario? Come on.
Vinny, hold on. Your so-called unified champion got knocked out by that hype job Charlo in 4 fucking rounds, and we don't even know who this guy is that he's fighting.
Vinny, let me tell you something now. We call the shots around here, son. The only reason you have a voice in the BDA is because we allow it. So you wind your neck in.
Yeah, so in other words,
you wind your neck in, telling us what topics to do. Yeah, let's be real. If we took your ideas for topics, it'd be what Wilder's better than Ali and topics like that. You know, it'd be ridiculous, and we'd be laughing stock. So you allow us to do our topics, and you stick to yours. Yeah.
Well, he's the caller of the year. All right.
Oh,
he's the caller of the year. Yes, but he's not going to tell us what to talk about. And let's be real. If we let him dictate the topics, God.
Let me put it to you like this. He's fighting Rosario. Is his first name Edwin? Okay, then I don't know him. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. One more thing, guys. Did you guys see it? Mr. Earl Spence Jr. is actually sparring. This is unbelievable, guys. Should be the main topic. Unbelievable. Earl Spence Jr. is amazing, guys. I can't wait for his next fight.
Okay.
I was sparring last weekend. You want to come over here and jerk me off, Vinny?
Is this Mr. LSD?
No, this is Johnny Boy.
Yeah, I was sparring last
How you doing,
weekend.
Mr. Johnny Boy? And Mr. LSD, they both sound the same. But Mr. Johnny Boy, sure, I'm pretty big guy. I'm not sure if you would like to spar me sometime. But sure, anytime. But
Yeah, but the
I
thing is,
usually watch boxing instead because when I spar, I get really mad.
Oh.
Yeah, but Vinny, the thing
like
is,
a
it's
Hulk.
hard for us to believe that. Like when you sound like Rick Moranis.
Your madness makes me laugh.
Bro, this dude talks like fucking Bill Maher, but you're telling me he's sparring over here. Come
Listen,
on.
Vinny. Anything else you have to say before we tell you to go fuck yourself?
Yes, Mr. Recognize. You need to open that wallet. Make sure you have
Open your
a good
wallet,
amount of
buddy.
cash on you.
You're gonna be
for
paying up
February
this year.
22nd when Wilder ends your superhero and
Listen,
do superhero as well in the
Get
UK.
your wallet
So,
ready.
thank you.
Like I told
Recognize,
you.
recognize. Don't just want the money out your wallet. He wants your Transformers wallet as well. You know the new one that you just
And
got.
throw in your Transformer wallet at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay?
Optimus Prime. He wants that one.
Vinny, are you gonna slap your woman all around the house while that's my question.
I actually have an Eddie Bauer wallet, so it's cost me some good change.
Oh, okay. Just whatever
and I'll
wallet
see
you
you
have,
guys.
get it open, okay?
Yeah.
I bet Vinny's the right type fucker. He's the sort of. I bet when he takes a girl on a date, they have to pay 50-50 and stuff. Split it down the middle.
I like talking.
I'll tell you what, you guys are laughing now, but February 22nd, you guys will not be laughing. On the 23rd, I guarantee you guys. Thank you a lot.
Yeah, that's a month and a half away, Vinny.
Take care.
Always
Vinny.
a pleasure talking to you, but you know how I end every conversation. All right, go fuck yourself.
Well, that
Don't
was
do
Vinny
it here
Mac.
though. Do it when you hang up the phone. Go somewhere and start fucking yourself.
So what's the bet? Recognize. What's the bet?
Oh, my bet is that Fury. Well, he's going Wilder, right? So obviously, I got to go Fury. He's not gonna knock Wilder out. I mean, he's not gonna knock Fury out. That's not gonna happen.
No.
You know.
Yeah, I've got a bit of advice for anyone that wants to put a bit of money on the fight. Whoever Vinny says, pick the other guy.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I got my homie, bro. Fucking, he's a big Wilder guy. He likes Wilder, but he don't know as much as me and shit. But we sparred a couple of times back in the day, and he's like, we're about to watch the fight in like next month or whatever. He's like, I got Wilder and blah blah. I was like, all right, we'll make a little wager on that motherfucker when the night comes, bro. I got you. I got you.
All right. 510. You're on the air. 510.
What's up, everybody? This is the one and only 49-0 in debates. The unstoppable.
Ross
What y'all
Clark.
talking about tonight? What's the topic?
Did he
What's
go
going on,
down a
guys?
little bit? I thought it was like 50 something.
I know.
I
So
fucking
you're-
Yeah,
the way
I'm
Ross
about
being
120.
goes on, I thought he was about 200 now.
He's being modest.
Yeah,
Today,
yeah. I got the same record as John L. Sullivan.
Yeah, the Archie Moore of fucking podcast, isn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, what are we talking about tonight?
Andrew Ward Kovalev.
No, we're not talking about that.
Nah, we talked enough about that. I was just gonna say, come
I
on.
don't want to talk about. I lose the will to win when I talk about them sort of fights.
Hey,
I lose the
Kovalev
will
is
to
the
live,
bomb
man.
now. Hey, but check this out. All I got to say is this, man. All I got to say is this. When the rematch comes with Wilder and Fury, I don't know. I think Fury might get knocked out this time.
Yeah, I think Wilder might get knocked out. To be honest with you, I think
Yeah.
obviously Fury. I don't like I said. Fury's not stupid. if I'm seeing it, Fury's seeing it because he's forgot more about boxing than I know. He knew that game plan was wrong. You cannot stand at distance with Deontay Wilder and expect to avoid him for 36 minutes because you're going to wake up with a fucking doctor above your head. You have to take it to him.
Right.
You have to exploit his weaknesses, which is take his range from him because he can't throw any hooks. Where's the short shots to the body? Where's the uppercuts? Where's the left, the hooks? They ain't got any of these. It's a right hand down the middle. If that lands you in trouble, that's it.
I just didn't like the way Fury looked in his last fight, and I also don't like the things that Fury has been doing outside of boxing, whereas Wilder has been more active and been more involved in boxing only. Whereas
it's true.
Fury is having a little bit more distractions outside of the ring.
Yeah, and also Wilder is not wasting energy, stupid energy, getting angry, talking about fucking slavery and talking about this and getting angry and shouting at Radio Raheem and none of that this time. It's a cool, calm, collective Wilder, which worries me a little bit because, like I said, this guy, I think he knows where he went wrong in the last time, and if he can put it right, then Fury is in trouble.
Yeah.
But like I said, Tyson Fury knows this. He's not stupid himself. He's gonna take the fight to Wilder. I think he's gonna sit in the pocket with Wilder and take the fight to him.
Right, but in terms of boxing, as a boxing fan, do you want to see Fury win and then we have a possible third match, or do you want to see Wilder win, get him
I don't
out
want
of
to see
there,
that again.
and then
2 fights is enough
have
for me.
him fight Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, but if Fury
I don't
wins...
want to see a third. Just get the Joshua fight next. Why do I want to see Wilder Fury again for? I mean, like I said, what is it? It's going to become like it's going to get like Jake LaMotta v Robinson. What's it going to be 6, 7 fucking times or something?
How do you know? It's in the contract?
No, because they're talking
It's
about
not in the
Butcher.
contract, but Al Heyman has all the pull. He has the plug. There will be a third match if Wilder loses. Guaranteed.
But you see, Rasla,
we'll
the thing I don't like about that conversation, when you speak about a third fight, people are basically saying that the second fight's going to leave something on the table, that you want to see a third. I want the second one to be definitive. And if it's definitive, it'll be a great fight. If it's not a definitive, then it's not a great fight. Therefore, I don't want to see a third one.
Right.
Listen, yeah, I don't want to see third fights of anyone.
Mildred Taylor,
it's not
Mildred Taylor clearly won that fight. 2 seconds left. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Richard Steele is a bum-ass referee. So is Joe Cortez. Bum-ass referee. Mildred Taylor was going to win that fight by unanimous decision, and he got cheated out of 2 seconds.
Yep, I agree with you. I agree with you,
answer.
Ross. I totally agree. I've been fighting the corner for Mildred Taylor tonight. I thought it was disgraceful. I mean, find me a worse refereeing decision than that. I mean, fine, I'll show you a liar. There isn't one.
Yeah,
that's
that
disgraceful.
Was a horrible decision.
You took the win from a guy that, let's be real, he was in a war with a legend of the fucking game, a Mexican warrior. He was winning the fight 2 seconds away. He was up. Listen, the time Richard Steele got his fucking big head out of the way, that fight would have been over. Chavez wouldn't even have got another shot in.
Yep.
Worst referee I've seen for a long time, and that includes Cortez, all of them.
And let me address another thing too. Sugar Ray Leonard lost his fight in his prime versus Roberto Duran, and then all his other fights that he lost was past his prime, right? He lost to someone like Roberto Duran, an ATG, okay? But when we're going prime for prime, at Floyd Mayweather's absolute best against Sugar Ray Leonard's absolute best, Sugar Ray Leonard will beat the shit out of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather in his prime struggled against a baby Zab Judah. He struggled against Ricky Hatton. He struggled against a freaking what's that chump? DeMarcus Corley. DeMarcus Corley, first of all, got 9 kids. He didn't have time to train, and he still almost knocked him out. Floyd Mayweather has never fought anyone with longer arms than him. He's never fought anyone with speed like him. He's never fought anyone that is a complete package. I'm talking about complete. good chin,
Listen,
good long arms,
Hater.
big power, part. Floyd Mayweather ducked Margarito. End of story.
Yeah, he did. Floyd Mayweather was lucky that he wasn't in the Fabulous Four generation. Had to fight because them guys back then he'd have had to fight them guys. He couldn't pick and choose who he wanted back then. Wouldn't have been accepted. He'd have had to get in the ring with them guys. And like I said, Thomas Hearns all wrong for him. Everything Floyd doesn't want, Hearns has got. And then you've got Leonard, who's like Floyd defensively, but better for me. But offensively brings a different game altogether. Faster than Floyd. Feet. I mean, what else how does he win that fight?
Yeah.
But then put Floyd in there with Marvin Hagler and Duran. I mean, that's why you can't put Floyd as one of the greats.
Like I said, bro.
And that's right, Stu. Because when you look at it like this, the opponents that Floyd Mayweather fought, guys like, Guerrero, Berto, Carlos, pedophile Baldemir, bums like that. Sugar Ray Leonard would go through those guys. Now let's look at some of the opponents Sugar Ray Leonard fought: Hagler, Hearns, Benitez. As a matter of fact, you think Floyd Mayweather would move up to 168 and fight a white guy with a mullet named Donnie Lalonde? The man with the mullet will beat the shit out of Floyd Mayweather at 160. It's 168. You know why? Because Floyd can't even move up to 168.
Nah.
Well, he started at 130. So
I mean, could you imagine? Hey, could you imagine what Leonard did? Could you imagine being out of the ring for 6 years, coming back and him beating Golovkin? That's basically what Floyd would have to do to compare with what Leonard did. Oh, exactly. I had Hagler winning the fight.
Exactly.
I had Hagler winning that fight, but it doesn't matter. Leonard got the win. A lot of people did have Leonard winning that fight. So the fact that would Floyd do that? Would Floyd have 6 years out the ring, come back and fight Gennady Golovkin? No chance.
Yeah. Fucking Wilfred Benitez would have beat his fucking ass too. Like, imagine a coked out of his mind Aaron Pryor chasing after Floyd in a tiny ring.
Aaron Pryor would have battered Floyd.
Bro, imagine a fucking coked up Pryor in a tiny ring chasing Floyd around. Come on.
Yeah, I always said that Pryor would give him a run for his
Aaron
ass.
Pryor was one guy that Leonard never fancied,
fighter.
weren't he? He ducked Aaron Pryor. Sugar Ray Leonard did. Ducked him for years.
Yeah, but you know what, Stu? You know what, Stu? He did duck Aaron Pryor, but there is a story out there, and you can look it up. Aaron Pryor was gonna had a chance to fight Duran, and he didn't want to sign the contract because he didn't like the pay.
That's fact. That's a fact, bro. He was getting paid. I think it was like $800,000 to fight Duran or something like that, and he turned it down.
He didn't like the pay. Yeah,
that is true.
He didn't like the pay, and Roberto Duran didn't want it to be at 140. He wanted it to be at welterweight.
Them guys around that late 80s period were getting millions and millions of dollars. $800,000 is not a lot of money to fight Roberto Duran. It's not, but even back then it's not. They were getting millions. Sugar Ray Leonard was getting like 10 million for some of his fights. Do you know what I mean? So I can see why he turned that fight. If you're going to get in there with Duran, you want to get paid.
Yeah, but this was like 81.
Agreed.
Stu. I mean,
listen,
Duran only got $1.2 million to fight Leonard the first time.
Yeah, but Sugar Ray Leonard was making big dough, bruv.
But he was the golden boy, though, bro.
Yeah, of course. He was like he was like Floyd, but he was still making big dough back then. And I suppose $800,000, like I said, Duran made millions and millions of dollars in the 80s. He was a multi-millionaire. $800,000 was who Duran did say? Aaron Pryor. He was a millionaire. Aaron Pryor. Would you, if you're going to fight for $800,000, you ain't going to fight fucking Roberto Duran. That's the thing.
But like I say, bro, Duran only got like 1.2 to fight Leonard, so it's not that far off. Like
that.
Yeah, but Duran would have fought for half of that. That's the difference. Duran was just a throwback fighter. Well, about the day with Duran, but with Pryor.
It's in the same ballpark. That's what I.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I said, Duran didn't have the right people around him. His promoter was trash.
Guys, we're gonna have to end the show because tomorrow we have another show. Oh wait, let's say Wrestler. One last word.
Peace,
Yeah,
boys.
we're about to end the show, man.
Later.
All right. All right.
Yeah, that movie was pretty entertaining on Duran on the Netflix. It was pretty good.
It was
I watched that movie. I
Yeah.
watched that movie. It's quite good. It is quite good.
It's a bit. The editing is a bit crazy though, but
Yeah, it's like one of them old fucking Chinese movies from the 80s, the mouse movie. There's no fucking noise coming out of them. Do you know what I mean? The mouse.
but anyways, it was an okay movie. Rasclot, are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Any last words?
I wanted to address something real quick. Is when I heard you guys talk earlier about the old school getting more respect than the new school, and that's not true, because there is some new school fighters that could beat old school fighters. But when we're talking about overall fighters, the pedigree, the hunger, the will to wanting to fight everybody and become the best, we're not seeing that today.
Yeah.
We're not seeing that from Charlo. We're not seeing that from these heavyweights. We're not seeing that from the welterweights. We're not seeing Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis, Lomachenko. You're not seeing that. All we're seeing is fighters who used to be fighters turn into businessmen, and that's the difference between the fighters today and the fighters of yesterday. The fighters of yesterday, not only did they want to win and want to fight, they also came in there to entertain. Their job was to entertain the people. Nowadays, you get two top guys get in there, and they fight, and they tell you, my health is important. I'm here to win. I'm not here to please the fans. Then we shouldn't support you guys. That's all I had to say about that.
Yeah,
All right, thank you for the call, man.
Good call, Rascal.
All right.
Good call.
Peace.
All right, later, Rascal.
All right, we'll have another call. Okay, quickly. 619, you're on the air. 619.
Let's go. All right. That's all right.
619.
I'm kind of busy, guys, all of a sudden, but since you guys are talking about fantasy matchup, old school versus new school, what do you guys think about Triple G versus Hagler?
Oh, boy, don't get us started, man.
Great fight. That would be a war of nutrition. It'd be a war of nutrition, mate. That's what that would be.
No.
I can't hear shit. But anyways, listen, you know what? We'll do a special episode on that, on fantasy matchups. So that's going to get, a lot of calls.
I'll tell you what, that's going to get some blood boiling that night.
Oh, man. Get ready, Stu. All right.
Hey,
guys,
is that my brother, Jose? Can I ask him something? Hey, why the fuck you blocked me on Messenger? I got no way to contact you. I'm in the Philippines, man.
I don't know, man. All right. No, he's gone now, but he's probably listening right now. So, yeah, why did you block your brother? What the hell's going on? Cain and Abel. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. And tomorrow, the second Renaissance is happening. So join us on our second channel. We're going to be discussing topics such as...
And that's not going to be boxing. So only you fucking fags, come on. Talk about fucking Triple G. No, this is a second Renaissance show. This is not going to be about boxing. This is going to be about all sorts of politics, foreign affairs, crazy shit, conspiracy theories. It's all about stuff like that. So if you're into all that, subscribe to the second Renaissance.
Absolutely. There you have it. Stu, thank you for joining us, and everybody else who was in the panel and in the chat. You guys are the best. We'll see you tomorrow on the second Renaissance. Take care.
In a bit, boys.
Disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth. No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Totally disappointed in everyone.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in everyone.
Then let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lobito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.